You got it? Hey, you want any more? Okay. Hey, kill it. Like I know you can, and like you know you can.
Yeah, what he said. Are we back to the A chord again?
Back to the A. Wait, are we?
I don't know.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm joking.
Wait, are we?
No echo.
No echo. No echo.
No. Yep. Nope. Thank you very much.
Echo, no echo.
Muchos gracias. Yep. Nope. Thank you very much. Ah, see.
All right, 11 minutes. Let's get situated, buddy. Oh, it's back.
It's
Emery,
back.
it's back.
It's back. I don't know. Is mine there still? I don't. Do you hear?
Yes,
yep,
it's there.
Yep. Do you hear?
Yes,
yep,
it's there.
Yep. Do you hear?
Yes,
yep,
it's there.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Do you hear?
Yes, it's there.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Do you hear?
Yes. Artie, then we flow with it. If we can't get rid of it, we flow with it.
Yep.
Then we flow with it. If we can't get rid of it. No, yeah, but obviously up to him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just do our thing.
Show must go on.
To him and I to just copy. Okay. Copy. Okay. Copy. Okay. Copy. Okay. Copy. Okay. Copy. Okay. Copy. Check 1 2 1 2.
Check.
10.
1, 2. Sorry. Oh, it's back.
Oh, it's back. Check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Yes. I don't hear the echo anymore.
I do not hear it either.
Artie, you look good on the big screen.
Don't I, though, huh? of the season, the question was, you know, the innovation of Coach Ubasi with the Strykers and how they play and pushing the sticks with the league and now, you know, with the restriction of the league, just having
I have no.
every team installed. So
Let's say grab yourself a cup. It's yours now.
really push and get over the hump as far as making himself dangerous on the tough half. Folks, the table has been set. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get down to business. The business of indoor soccer. Will the stars shine bright into the Ontario night, or will the Empire strike back and rise again in the postseason position? Stick around and find out. We'll be back on the other side of this break. You're watching the NASL on NASL TV and Fox Soccer Plus.
Looking good, partner.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was good. Emery, am I supposed to hear you loud or no? There you are. Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Would like to welcome you to Toyota Arena for our Hispanic Heritage Night and first home game of the new year. Tonight, we also recognize San Bernardino County 2nd District Supervisor Chester.
Production. Artie.
Yes, sir.
Any final words before we go ready?
Let's get this.
All right.
Should be a good game. Really expecting a very good game, actually.
All right.
We welcome you to Toyota Arena in Ontario, California for a presentation of the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV, and we'd like to extend our warmest welcome to the first-time viewers tuning into this broadcast on Fox Soccer Plus. Tonight, the Empire Strykers host the Tacoma Stars for the 43rd all-time meeting between these two historic franchises. If the previous encounter is anything like it is going to be today, you're in for a real treat. My name's Christian Filliman, better known as Philly, alongside my broadcast partner, Artie Kyrell. Artie, the Tacoma Stars, 4-1, off to one of their best starts in years, led by Tyler John, Jamel Cox. This is a team that's looking really good, and a team that's feeling pretty good about their chances, having beaten the Strykers a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they're coming off a great bounce-back win after a drubbing from San Diego, so they showed a lot of character. There was a lot of bite to them. They're really coming on, really expressing themselves as young players and saying, hey, we're ready to make a run at this stuff.
It's a veteran lineup with teammates that have been around each other for so many years. Not many additions. In fact, you could argue far more subtractions. With club icons Nick Pereira and Chris Toth going to San Diego, we thought Tacoma would have a weak spot in their lineup. But it turns out that this Tacoma Stars team might be better than they were with Nick and Chris.
You know, great players, both Nick and Chris. You can't say enough about those players. But owner Lane Smith, for day one, has had a vision for this team with local players and sticking to players within the program and building from within. And Coach Becker and Coach Moen, we spoke to them before the game today, they're 100% behind that ideal and pushing forward and making it difficult for guys to get into the team because they're playing so well. But I think it just comes from that philosophy that they've steadfastly stuck to since the jump.
For the Empire Strykers, on the other hand, it's been a tough season for them, having started the year off with a great win against San Diego, but since then having dropped 4 consecutive games. This is a team that is highly talented, and if you look at the stats, the margin of error from where they are currently to the top teams is very minuscule. They match up very well with Tacoma.
It's a very good matchup across the board. I mean, the Empire Strykers are a good team. You know, the problem is that when you're on the bottom half of the midline, that's where the struggles come into play. So they've got to get over that hump tonight. They've got to come in with a level of confidence, projecting that same energy and that same tempo of desire that they had against San Diego to start the season to gain points, to again start to gain points.
The Strykers are led, of course, by their captain, Robert Palmer, who just recently celebrated his 400th career block, as well as Mexican international and Olympic gold medalist Marco Fabian, as well as one of the most exciting players you'll see in this league, Justin Stinson. These boys are going to have to get it done because they're very good at keeping the ball out of the back of the net. Brian Orozco, one of the top keepers in this league, has the highest save percentage and the lowest goals against average. But averaging 3 goals a game for the Strykers as an offense, they're going to really need to turn that around if they're going to make a run to the postseason.
You know, we started the season, the question was, you know, the innovation of Coach Obasi with the Strykers and how they played and pushing the 6. Would the league adapt and go with the constriction of the league and the talent pool condensed? Every team is solid. So the idea tonight is for them to really push and get over the hump as far as making themselves dangerous on the top half.
Folks, the table has been set. We're going to step aside for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get down to business, the business of indoor soccer. Will the Stars shine bright into the Ontario night, or will the Empire strike back and rise again into postseason position? Stick around and find out. We'll be back on the other side of this break. You are watching the MASL on MASL TV and Fox Soccer Plus.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/open house. Again, that's llu.edu/open house. I'll see you there.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
With 6 calls, runway 26 right, clear to land.
National Corps, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion, this is your Empire.
The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on MASL TV, and an extra special welcome to our viewers tuning in for the first time on Fox Soccer Plus. MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Capelli Sports is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. You think you got what it takes to predict the MASL? Head over to nxtbets.com to place your wagers on the MASL action this season. Now that the sponsors have been shouted out and the bills have been paid, we want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2026 for the first game of the year in Toyota Arena between the Empire Strykers and the Tacoma Stars. This is the second edition in what's going to be a 5-game series between these two clubs. And with the way Tacoma's been performing this year, Artie, they got to be feeling pretty good about themselves, in particular, as we alluded to on the pregame show, about their performance against the Strykers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they got to be feeling really good about themselves. A bounce-back win, established some good swag, not for a better word there, playing against the Sockers, kind of matching that grizzled veteranship that they have. And it's just a great mix of players right now, and you know, it's going to be a big test for the Strykers tonight.
You might have given up your age there, because in this day and age, swag means clothing, by the way. And as we take a look at Tyler John of the Tacoma Stars, let's take a look at our lineups first for the visiting Tacoma Stars.
Well, you got Tyler John at the forward, Jamel Cox underneath him there, Casares running the middle, Nani Mendoza and Adrian Carrera, hardworking player there, and then Danny Wallman in the goal. Beretta's got the hurt ankle.
Yeah, Birueta sustained that injury. It was an ankle against the San Diego Sockers just a week ago. A tremendous win for the Tacoma Stars. One of the best home records, in fact, the best home record in the MASL. In between the sticks, like you said, the legendary Danny Waltman. And while we saw a milestone for Boris Pardo achieving his 2,000th career save, Danny Waltman currently sitting at 1,965. He's 35 away from hitting 2,000. There we take a look at the Empire Strykers, and let's take a look at the home team starting lineup.
Got Anthony Powell and Munir Alami up top, Marco Fabian and Steven Chavez on the edges, with Palmer being the anchor, and then Brian Smiling Orozco in goal.
One of the happiest professional athletes you'll ever know, and Brian Orozco, some accolades here in what is his third season being a full-time keeper for the Empire Strykers. Leads the Major Arena Soccer League in save percentage, as well as having the lowest goals against average. This is going to be a really interesting game. Look, statistically, if we look at the differences between Tacoma and Empire, they're very close when it comes down to it. The margin of error from where the Strykers sit in the bottom of the table to where the Stars sit on the top of the table, very, very minuscule.
Nobody's ever out in a game, and it shows in the scores. And Strykers have been in every game, playing it tight. Tacoma has the biggest blowout loss, and yet they're probably arguably in better form. So, it's one of these things where, you just got to get above that Mendoza line, so to speak.
And there we have it, the tails of the tape. There are the records for both teams. And if there's anything that pops out, what the Empire Strykers have done incredibly well is operate on the penalty kill. 86%. When they're under duress, they function much better than they have in years prior.
They're very organized there. They haven't given away free goals, so that's something to, anytime you can build on something, that's something to build on. You don't want to be in that situation to kill a penalty, but having said that, if you do, kill it.
And we are underway under the bright lights at Toyota Arena. It's the Major Arena Soccer League. The Empire Strykers out of Ontario, California, taking on the legendary Tacoma Stars. My name's Christian Filliman. You can call me Philly, joined by my broadcast colleague, Artie. You can call him Artie, Philly and Artie. That's our name as we see the first restart for the Tacoma Stars as Chase Hansen drops it into that corner to Tyler John. John having an incredible season this year, having scored in every single game that he has competed in. He's one of our players to watch without question.
Oh, certainly. He gives them...
Shot by Marco Fabian, and the Strykers strike quick, strike fast. Marco Fabian takes the bite out of Danny Waltman, and the Empire, with their Death Star approach offensively, have gone up 1-0.
What a great start. We're at a great start and finish for Marco Fabian. You know, it kind of started with that ball in the air where Hansen got a little stuck here, not really sure what to do, maybe go back, but you saw Marco closing the gap to take away Waltman, and then just to kind of soft header, and then quickly Justin puts up, you know, a quick point for Marco and Justin. They're very unselfish play to give the guy, you know, we talked about it before, dangerous situation, and Marco was in the best situation to score. But that all started with Marco's soccer IQ. We talked about in previous broadcasts, you know, relatively new to the indoor game, but if you have soccer IQ, you have soccer IQ. He knew that back pass from Chase Hansen was probably his first choice and took it away.
And that intelligent quotient by Marco Fabian is there. He's just succeeded in finding the back of the net for the 4th time this season. Can't really say he's a newcomer anymore, considering that this is his 3rd year playing professionally indoor. And his rookie season, he was tied with Kansas City Comets' Zach Reggett for the Golden Boot lead as Walter Diaz's shot. And that one, ding-dong, ring-a-ling-a-lings off the crossbar. Alan Perez fires it in, and Empire coming out of the gates incredibly aggressive. This is a team that's been averaging 3 goals per game, but coming out of the gates red hot, scoring under a minute and already putting the legendary keeper of the Tacoma Stars, Danny Waltman, under significant duress.
Yeah, the Strykers coming in very attack-minded, getting higher up the pitch to create situations, to turn the hips of the Tacoma Stars. And, you know, there's no better team in the league really that can scramble like the Strykers. So putting themselves in that situation, you're seeing the pressure already on Tacoma.
For those tuning in for the first time wondering who Marco Fabian is, Mexican international, competed in the World Cup with Mexico on a number of occasions. An Olympic gold medalist going back to 2012 in the London Games, where Mexico beat Brazil for that gold medal. Marco Fabian, legendary player, can't help but bring up his accolades, winning a trophy for Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. And he has the first goal of the game for the Empire, and they've dominated possession, obviously only a couple minutes into it, but it seems as if Tacoma hasn't even had a touch in these early goings.
They've been under pressure, and you know, they're okay to absorb in situations like that. So now let's see how they come out of the back.
An attempt by Ali Somo, saved by Danny Waltman, now 34 saves away from that 2,000 career mark. We had an opportunity to interview Danny Waltman earlier today, my wife Amanda the Panda Filament and I, on a show called Inside the Arena, as Ali Somo trying to get by Eddie Na. Opportunity by Romalo, save, another attempt, and that ricochets into the netting. It's the beauty of indoor soccer, folks. Sometimes you take your eye off the ball, you miss 2,700 different things, but you've got broadcasters like myself and my colleague, Artie Kyrell, to give you the dialogue. That was quick and swift.
Nestor Hernandez, experience right there, kind of working on the back door to protect the goal. Quite fortuitous step.
Another opportunity, and the Strykers find the back of the net. Ali Somo opens up his scoring account. Had the save by Danny Waltman, denied by his first opportunity to score and thread the netting. But from turf to twine, Ali Somo take a bow. Strykers 2-0.
What a great finish. Just hit it laces, just put a lick on that shot. So you see here, just set piece coming through, a little dummy, and then bang. That's a tough one. That's a tough one for Danny to get. I'm sure he's going to want that back, but he struck that well with the left foot. Didn't really give Danny a look at the ball because he hit it with his left foot as opposed to coming across his body. So great hit inside post.
Bottom left corner where the dust mites dwell. I've heard a lot about Ali Somo in the preseason. The Strykers had Abdul Mansour as one of their fastest players. Mansour, number 28 for the Empire Strykers, ran track at Wilmington College. And from what I heard, the Somo brothers give Mansour a run for his money when it comes to all-out sprints. But sprinting out of the gates, getting his first goal career-wise, and the second goal of the game, impressive by number 99, Ali Somo.
But very impressive. You know, we've said it before, if it's in rhythm, it's on, and he just caught that ball in rhythm. Great ball on the floor. You know, the pass, 0 wobbles, so he's able to just strike through the panel and just technical finish.
The Tacoma Stars last season went 10-11-3. this season, as we mentioned, coming out of the gates red hot. And, you know, we like to use artificial intelligence in this day and age, and we too like to utilize the AI. In our case, it's our own broadcaster, Artie's insights. Artie, let's talk about some keys to the game.
Well, you know, right off the top, danger, danger, Will Robinson. You know, get the Stars to turn towards the boards, and that's exactly what they've done. They've put pressure on them early, and have 2 goals to show for it. Maintain balance defensively, because Tacoma, you know, let the Pigeons loose. They like to run. They paid the price a couple on the earlier distributions from Danny and haven't gotten out of it, so they've had their balance, you know, very, very good. And just to continue the swagger. The part of this game, Philly, is that Tacoma is kind of, you know, they lost 8-0 with San Diego, so if the Strykers can stay on them, you know, they could be a deja vu all over again.
As Yogi Berra once stated, as Mike Ramos' shot wide off the mark, that one comes cross turf back over to Ramos as he bullets it into the netting. One of the rare attempts that Tacoma has had in these early moments. Tacoma, of course, wearing the white. The Empire Strikers wearing the black jerseys. Game started so quick, we didn't even get an opportunity to talk about that. Now, Brian Orozco, the goalkeeper of the Empire Strikers, as he bats that one into the net. The Strikers love to utilize their goalkeeper as that extra attacker. And Brian Orozco already has 1 goal this season to his credit. Last season, as a keeper, obviously making a lot of tremendous saves, had 2 goals and 2 assists. So look for Brian Orozco to come well outside of his box to make some attempts and fire away at Tacoma's goalkeeper, Danny Waltman.
Don't forget, he's got the game-winning assist for the Strikers' goal win this year versus San Diego.
That is true. The shot far post at Munir Alami, who has the header right there going back to Ali Somo. Somo has really asserted himself into this lineup, having been signed as the season began. His brother Isak Somo came over from Utica City FC, and Ali right out of the gates once again going at Jamel Cox. That one is loose into the box. Alami fires it away, but the official blows the whistle, and it's going to be Tacoma's ball here with 11 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
So the question coming into the game, you know, are the Strikers going to do something a little bit different, right? They're going the ISO on the edge, running at him as opposed to going flat across the yellow. So, you know, that's a bit of a change. Let's see if they continue that through the game, but certainly created a problem there.
Munir Alami getting in the way of Tyler John. Tyler John, a dangerous player. That ball is loose. Orozco with the save. Absolutely denying Douglas Lima, who makes his return to the Inland Empire. Lima had once featured briefly for the Empire Strikers, or back then they were called the Ontario Fury. Hasn't played a game, though, since 2021 coming into this year, but it's nice to see Lima back in the lineup for Tacoma.
Yeah, I remember him. He's a very good young player back then.
Ball comes into the corner to Ramos. Ramos, the back heel into Eddie Na. Ball is loose. Look at Berto Palmer. Robert Palmer wearing the captain's armband for the Empire Strikers, making another block, registering what he does best among the best in this league, blocks. Diaz the shot, one-timer. Walter Diaz on the bottom right corner. And within minutes of the first quarter, the Strikers have already accomplished their 3 goals a game average. Walter Diaz, bottom right, Strikers up 3-0.
Just a quality finish from Walter. I don't know if it took a little deflection maybe. Not really sure, but just coming across, going vertical, getting in, threatening the isolation with that pace, and then it just on the, no wobbles, 0 wobbles. Yeah, a little deflection. Looks like maybe Alan Perez might get that goal ultimately. But you just saw, I mean, 2 of the 3 goals thus far, just quality passes for a guy to hit it first time.
And once again, just pressing the ball incredibly hard as Correa goes over to Jamel Cox. Isak Somo, the brother of Ali Somo, has it going back to Polo Hernandez. That ball comes in to Abdul Mansouré. Mansouré almost takes out one of the photographers. I believe that might be Gilbert Bita of Kick a Ball Pod. He almost got his lens taken out from him by that attempt by Mansouré.
Combat pay in the down on the boards for sure.
Yeah, as fun as it is to sit in the front row, sometimes it can be very scary and dangerous as that ball gets intercepted by Mansouré, clearing mid-turf, running into the offensive third. That one, kick saved by Danny Waltman, coming high into the air. Ball is still loose. Tyler John had his feet on it, and Tacoma just trying to clear it out of their defensive third as Correa goes down to the turf. Adrian Correa, a firefighter for the Tacoma Fire Department in the off-season. Massive shout out and respect to him. Living in California, just seeing what the firefighters go through. It's tremendous respect for those individuals. Kai Briscoe in the midfield, going over to the right. We see Justin Stinson defending Nani Mendoza of the Tacoma Stars. Mendoza, one of the leading playmakers and distributors on this Stars team, as Stinson and Lima go down on the turf.
Great work from Justin on the cover there. You know, the Strykers are playing with some fire right now. They got to keep that going. Definitely keep it going.
As we mentioned, this is a team that averages 3 goals a game. They let in 3.9 goals per game, but if you're head coach of the Empire Strikers, Noah Boss, you got to be feeling pretty good right now that your team is already up 3-0. As Palmer goes to Marco Fabian. Fabian, who opened the scoring. We were barely 30 seconds into the contest when Marco found the back of the net for the 4th time this season. Palmer, Inasomo, the 2nd goal scorer of this game. Passes it over to Alami. Alami, who comes in leading the Empire Strikers in goals this season. The Moroccan international, played for Morocco's national U19 team. That ball comes into Steven Chavez, formerly of the Texas Outlaws. Connects with Fabian. Fabian into Somo, into the right, trying to get by Kai Briscoe. Somo gets pushed off of the ball, reconnects with Fabian. Jamel Cox makes Marco think otherwise of crossing that yellow line.
That was a great decision for Marco not to hit that.
Off the wall, Wallace score opportunity. Does it go? It does. The Empire once again for the 4th time in this quarter finds the back of the net. Steven Chavez puts the Strikers up by a score of 4-0.
Like I was about to say about Marco not hitting that shot, so he didn't have a line to goal. So instead of unloading it and possibly creating an encounter what falls right into what Tacoma wants to do, he pulls it down, keeps it on the reload, and here it is, little Wallace Scora.
Wallace Scora in the house. Chavez registers his 1st goal as a member of the Empire Strikers. Here's a young man who had a breakout year playing for the Texas Outlaws last season, a team that had its challenges, but he was one of those shining stars on that Outlaws team. Finds his 1st goal as a member of the Black and Purple. Former member of the Empire Strikers, Nestor Hernandez, a beloved member of this franchise and this community for that matter, advances the ball into Rivers. Rivers trying to reset things for Tacoma as Correa connects with Jamel Cox. Jamel Cox, otherwise known as Juice, another incredibly exciting player, gets his pocket picked by Anthony Powell as he connects with Dyerson Gratterall. Over to Polo Hernandez. Polo, a member of the UC Riverside Championship Big West team in 2023. Danny Waltman fumbles it, punches it out and into the crowd. It's going to be Strikers' ball. But before that happens, we're going to head to immediate timeout, folks. 6 minutes and 57 seconds remaining here in this 1st quarter, and the Strikers have a commanding lead, 4-0. An impressive offensive performance coming right out of the gates. Stick around, folks. If you're new to indoor, 4-0 is in the side of this break.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise her 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
ASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. The lights are bright and the fans are loud, and it's the Tacoma Stars taking on the Empire Strykers. Stream it live on MASLplus.tv and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to favorite your team to get instant updates on every quarter. And speaking of instant updates, Danny Waltman getting his mittens right on the miter ball immediately. Strykers coming out hot. 8 shots. I'll make that 9. It's Tacoma's 1. Goals scored by Marco Fabian, Ali Somo, Walter Diaz, and Steven Chavez have the Strykers in a commanding position here halfway through the first quarter.
It's a tough road right now for Tacoma. They like to run, but they got to get the game. You know, they're just the transition. They can't match up to the 4 goals or deflections.
Stinson keeping it in play. I'm going to talk about an incredible midfielder, somebody who's really hard to dispossess. The miter ball practically glued to his boots. Justin Stinson, as he tries to find Munir Alami. Chase Hansen gets in the way. And in the corner over there, battling with Robert Palmer, is Manny Nicasio, who had his first career assist in that win against San Diego. Hansen boots it across the midfield. And Nicasio sprinting aggressively, but Brian Orozco, no problem, rolls it into Isak Somo. Orozco coming out of his box. Young man plays for the Guatemalan national futsal team, as well as a club in Guatemala, and at least in the past, Comunicaciones. Think of them as the New York Yankees of Guatemala. Played for their U19. As Lucas Ramalho tried to bang it off the wall, another Wallace score. And for those wondering what that means, it's just a lexicon created here in the beautiful game of indoor soccer, where the wall is utilized as an extra passer. Think of it as a one-timer off the wall, created by Brian Colmo. And that's been a fun lexicon that we've been using throughout the years. Not only us, obviously, everybody throughout the league. I love calling Wallace scores. Those are a ton of fun.
I love those, you know, off that front panel. It's a very dangerous ball to play. Strykers started doing that a little more frequently in the last game, and they're keeping it up here, and it's been proven to be very effective.
Hernandez into Somo. Look at him blazed by Correa in the attacking third. Waltman kicks it out of danger.
Correa's no slouch either on the run.
There's nobody on Tacoma that's a slouch. This is a team that has won their lion's share of games. Nestor Hernandez, nicknamed Superman in this league, passes over to Tyler John. John into Cox are 2 players to keep an eye on for Tacoma. As we mentioned, 4-0 in a lot of low-scoring sports. I don't want to say low-scoring, but think of hockey, think soccer. 4-0 is it's not an insurmountable lead as that ball comes into Ramos. Tries to bat it off the wall, and the official blows the whistle. But yeah, you and I have been in a position where we've called games where the opposition's been up by this much and still found themselves in a scenario where the game was tied. So by no means is this game over with Empire Strykers going up this much this early.
Not even close. You know, like I said, 2 of the 4 goals at least have been deflections. So that's, you know, that's just good fortune, and good fortune is a result of hard work. Strykers have played very tough.
Hansen tried to connect with Logan Jones. Ball comes back over to Ramos. Ramos over to Hansen. I mean, this is a team that's been put together for so long. You want to talk about chemistry? Chemistry is what the Tacoma Stars have. So many of these players have been around for a number of years, feeling comfortable with one another, understanding each other's habits. No surprise that they're starting out the year 4-1. But as we alluded to in the pregame, Ramos back over to Jones. Jones into Hernandez. Losing a club icon like a Nick Pereira, a legendary player, and an incredible goalkeeper like Chris Toth. Coming out of the gates 4-1. I mean, this season, it's really up for grabs. There's no team running away with it in the MASL.
Zero teams running away with it. I mean, everybody can beat anybody. Even, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Even the Strykers' losses, I mean, they were in those games for the most part. So, you know, this game is nowhere near over. The Tacoma's just too much of a pro team. I mean, they're all pro teams, but
Orozco with an attempt. That one goes high into the netting, got under it, and he goes down. I'm not sure if he caught himself a cramp or contact, but the official's going to blow the whistle. Brian Orozco is down.
It was a little awkward tilt there from Brian. Those hurt.
You would know more about that than me.
Those hurt.
But, you know, as he went down, quickly back up on his toes. See that Clayson DeLima, the backup keeper for the Empire Strykers. Strykers have some talented keepers along with Brandon Gomez, who won the $1 million prize with bumpy pitch at TST. Just an embarrassment of riches in between the pipes for the Empire Strykers. Clayson DeLima, the backup keeper today, was the 2021 goalkeeper of the year in this league. Cox trying to find John. Scrum picked up by Hansen, and that goes back over to Orozco, who moments ago we feared that he might have pulled a muscle. Seems like he's okay. Artie, something you and I no longer have, the beauty of youth.
I thought you said muscles.
Well, there's that too. But I was going to say, we didn't get the opportunity to be on the flex cam, but I don't think people paid for those tickets for the gun show. As Alami tries to thread it in that bottom left corner. Picked right back up by Fabian.
Hey, my Winchesters are still sitting pretty good, Philly.
Listen, you still look like you're built out of rock. I managed to successfully turn a six-pack into a mini burrito. We'll call it that.
Why, thank you, young man.
Well, that is true. I am younger than you, so at least I can lay claim to that.
I could be top 5 in the age in the arena tonight.
That is true. I mean, I'm not going to say you've been around since Burger King was a prince, but, you know, fairly close. Chavez into Fabian. Fabian blasts it off of the plexi into Alami.
That one was funny, Philly. I'm going to give you that one.
Hey, I'll hear from you afterwards,
Oh,
and I'm terrified of you.
I'm working on the counter right now, brother.
Speaking of counter, the Strykers trying to counter in. Is that one mistimed, if you will, by Isak Somo. That one's going to go towards the penalty box, almost taking out another sideline camera, and our sideline reporter, Amanda the Panda Filament. Minute 26 remaining here. Strykers up 4-0.
Loma Linda University Health and the Inland Empire Strykers have come together to support our community with a shared focus on health and fitness. The partnership reinforces both organizations' commitment to helping families thrive on and off the field together. We aim to build a stronger, healthier future for our Inland Empire region.
Polar Hernandez on the restart, trying to go Marco Polo towards Abdul Mansoure. Caught by Waltman as he rolls it into Rivers. Rivers trying to spin past Hernandez, connecting in with Yahir Romero. His first full season playing for the Tacoma Stars, formerly of the Dallas Sidekicks. Romero, along with many players on this turf and throughout the Major Arena Soccer League, got to see him play. Cary, North Carolina at the TST. As our public address announcer, Jason Hernandez, announces under 60 seconds here in this first quarter. Little Zombie Nation playing on the speakers. No zombies on the turf today, at least not offensively for the Empire Strykers, as Powell, also formerly of the Dallas Sidekicks, connects in with Ramalho. The Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Several players from the Outlaws and the Sidekicks on the Strykers team, as that's going to be a foul whistled against the Empire. 30.8 seconds remaining here in this first quarter as Nestor Hernandez has the restart.
Strykers got to stay dialed in. Tacoma has a franchise-long reputation of scoring and giving up goals late. So
Danny Waltman in a position to almost make a really big boo-boo for Tacoma.
Giving the fans their money's worth tonight.
Under 20 seconds remain. Palmer and Ramos, what a juicy matchup this is between two veterans and legends in this game. Orozco advancing it, trying to find Mansoure, boots it to his counterpart on the other end. Waltman, who finds Hernandez. Superman's going to have to operate real quick if they're going to look to take one more shot. As Tyler John makes the attempt, Orozco gets credited with the save. And that's going to do it for the first quarter here in Toyota Arena. Empire looking really good here in their first home game of 2026, currently leading the Tacoma Stars by a score of 4-0. Artie, what a great quarter.
Great quarter for the Strykers. It's exactly what they needed. Making me look pretty smart on my insights there, you know, being dangerous and recovering on the counter. They've met both thus far and having a great result. Just look at these finishes.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Wait, 6 calls, wrong with 6 right, we don't.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bashkovansky and Phil Ivanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
MGR Real Estate, MGR Property Management, Southern California's largest independent family-owned real estate company, providing commercial sales and leasing, residential sales and leasing, residential and commercial property management, and homeowner association management. MGR Real Estate Services, the proud sponsor of the Empire Strykers.
Strykers up 4-0. And a rough start in between the pipes for Danny Waltman for Tacoma.
Yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, across the board, the Tacoma's had some rough touches and a little bit off early on. A ball out of bounds from Danny on the distribution and then missed it on the top to counter. So they've been missing just slightly. So it's real important, I think, for the Strykers to get right back on them. You saw the Strykers kind of pick the game back up the Tacoma pick up the game on their end a little bit. So now now the game's on for sure.
Make no mistake of it, Waltman, 3rd all-time in goalkeeper saves in this league, 6th all-time in goalkeeper wins. He is no slouch when it comes down to it. The 2020 All-Star Game MVP gets his save as that one clips off of Munir Olami. Advances it into Eddie Na, and Stinson elevates it into the air, tries to keep it in play.
Oh, you look like one of those Kung Fu TikToks I see.
Hold on a second. You've got a TikTok, you of all people? I'm shocked. I was just joking that you've been around since Burger King was a prince. You continue to shock me every day, Artie.
You know, I get around, you know.
Now you're referencing Tupac. Decade by decade, I'm loving it. The pass into Correa, kick saved by Orozco. Alami skirts it past Mike Ramos. And I think Justin Stinson's going to get called for the foul as he collides with, I believe that's Eddie Na. And look, there's a lot of love between Justin Stinson and the Tacoma Stars. A couple seasons ago, Stinson was loaned out to Tacoma, along with former member of the Empire Strikers, Stefan Mijatovic, helping Tacoma make a push for the postseason. Justin looked really good during his time with Tacoma, and between his moonlighting with the Stars and the Empire Strikers, that was his best season until last year, where Stinson had 32 goals and 11 assists. Still looking to find some of that magic from last year. Ramos over to Hernandez. Hernandez doesn't get enough mustard on his attempt. That was an easy save by Orozco.
That's going to be a fun matchup to watch if Mikey matches up with Berto like that again, because Mikey's got such long legs and Berto likes to get in strong. It's going to be fun to watch.
Ramos is one of those players that could highlight unbelievable moments as Ali Somo gets in the way of that attempt. The pass from Ramos to Kai Briscoe. Like, defensively, the Strikers throughout the entirety of the season have operated really well. I mean, only averaging or allowing 3.9 goals per game is incredible, and a lot of that is a testament to how well Brian Orozco has been playing. But today they've not only found their shooting boots, but they found their scoring socks. Diaz almost finds one again. Diaz getting credited for a goal in the first quarter, was calling for it as Chavez goes over to Hernandez. Hernandez into Diaz. Diaz, who worked his way up from the M2 side, the developmental tier of the Empire Strikers a couple of years ago, faced some injuries, looked really good in the 3 games that he played last year, scoring in every single one, and He's found himself a place in Anuo Obasi's system right here. A healthy Walter Diaz has been an incredibly exciting Walter Diaz. Looking to get by Logan Jones, wearing the captain's armband for the Stars. Diaz trying to go tiki-taka, fires it, saved by Waltman. Hernandez finds Fabian. Fabian with that excellent touch. Now, that's nothing that's going to go on the stat sheet, but that right there, that was a world-class touch, Artie.
World-class 4 touches, I think it was, in a tight space. Calm on the ball and very fun to watch.
I no longer want to hear stories about Marco Fabian still trying to find his way playing indoor soccer. I think he's found it, and he's been an absolute delight and joy to watch.
I mean, just from jump. I mean, how many games did he miss the first season and still almost won the scoring title? So, I mean, again, his soccer IQ is just so high that he was going to be successful. The little nuances, for sure. You know, short board subs, you know, all that kind of stuff, sure. But as far as on the ball, just stuff that did right there.
Gratterall shot saved by Waltman. Into Ramos. Ramos sandwiched in between Ramalho and Somo. Gets it over to Jones.
So you saw there, we talked about the balance for the Strykers because Stars like to run. You had 3 players back, Berto anchoring it, so they couldn't run. So now it's just a reload, and now the Strykers can press if they choose, and now they're going to drop off.
Ball comes into the corner to Nicasio, a rookie on this Tacoma Stars team. Out of Washington. Talked about how the Stars didn't really revamp their team. They did bring in Manny Nicasio. They brought in Nestor Hernandez, but for the most part, going up and down this roster, this team has been together for a while. As Orozco gets tackled by John, no whistle. Looked like John thought he was going to get called for a foul. He put his hands out going, why me? But play resumes.
Actually, very good technique from John, and he slid parallel to the ball.
Somo finds it. Somo, for the second time tonight, finds the back of the net. The Strykers are up 5-0.
Just giving him a compliment on the tackle, and he gets wrong shoulder on the defending angle, and he gets caught. But just again, just the press and the giveaway.
Are we witnessing the making of a superstar right here as King Ali? And I know that might be a little premature, trying to find another nickname for him, but Ali, second time tonight, scores 5-0. And just what an incredible play as Perez connects with him. And just the touch, the poise. Tyler John behind him, scoots it past Waltman, 5-0. And look, these two teams met earlier in this season. Tacoma ended up winning 3-2. That was 5 goals between two teams throughout an entire game. We've already got 5 goals by 1 with so much time left just in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's a sprint right now for the Strykers. They're hungry. They're eating.
Looking to prove to the masses in the MASL that they're a team that not only can defend the ball, but can score.
Yeah, talking with Brian before the game, he felt really comfortable with the approach and the game plan that Coach Obasi had in place, and got a blue.
Tarjeta Azul. Artie, why don't you explain to the masses out there what exactly a blue card is?
A blue card is an infraction serious enough to require the player committing the foul to enter the penalty box. So for a 2-minute period, unless the shorthanded team is scored upon, and then it goes back to full strength.
In this case, Walter Diaz will be in the bin of sin for 2 minutes, so Tacoma has an opportunity to claw one back. They've been 11% on the power play, where the Strykers have really shined this season, despite coming out 1-4, is on the penalty kill, 86%.
Well, they're going to need it because this could, you don't want to give any team some air to their fire, so if they can shut them down here, it'd be very, very advantageous for the Strykers. For Tacoma, they've got to really work on a quality chance, and they've got to prevail with a goal.
Mendoza into Cox. Lima blasts it. Ricochets over to Na to Mendoza. Have Ramos in the middle of the box. Instantly bats it out to Mendoza. The Strykers on their defensive shift. Pass in, saved by Orozco as Eddie Na was denied. Strykers utilizing Isak Somo, Robert Palmer, Alan Perez, and Abdul Mansoure on the penalty kill. Open is Lima. Lima tries to volley it, and they do it. It's a power play goal. Eddie Na, the number 9 of the Tacoma Stars, finds the twine for the Stars for the first time tonight. It is now 5-1, a power play goal for Tacoma.
Just another wall of score, a scramble on the inside. What I liked here is Mikey just keeping it, finding that gap, and then here we go. Now it's just a scramble. Just a scramble. Unlucky for Berto to catch that on the inside foot. You know, it's a game of inches. Another movie reference with Al Pacino, because I was going Scent on a Woman on the previous one there, Philly.
What a great movie. And speaking of something to put on a great reel, Eddie Na registers his 2nd goal of the season, his 21st goal over his career in his 71st game played. Orozco, and that one goes from Briscoe. He chests it back over to Waltman. The back heel from Chavez. Back to Chavez.
You saw there two Strykers player. Well drilled for this game, prepared thoroughly.
And just look at how quickly momentum shifts. That goal all of a sudden has Tacoma attacking, and another attempt, and a goal. Adrian Correa putting out a fire. Finds the back of the net, 2nd time today for the Tacoma Stars. 5-2, 2 quick goals from Tacoma. Hold on, folks, this game's getting hot.
Speaking of hot, I told you, you can't give air to the fire. And there's a fire burning inside of Tacoma. They've shown it in their previous games. They've got a desire to come out, and anytime you give them a little bit of air. So now it's big for the Strykers. They've got to come back, get themselves together. They got a little out of rhythm there. Started with Brian and the stumble.
Adrian leads the Tacoma Stars in assists this year with 4, registers his 1st goal of the season. And look just how quickly the tides can turn. 5-2, now it's a 3-goal game. And Empire looking a little shell-shocked here with under 8 minutes remaining in the half.
Doing the right thing, keeping the ball, not getting excited, just keeping it. So, as you see, they keep going deep and deep. Indoor soccer, outdoor soccer, going side to side is the possession. And indoor soccer, it's up and down, front and back. So when they come back here, it's just kind of like outdoor where they're trying to keep it. So you saw there, just trying to get the game again. They'll reload it.
Fabian telegraphs his pass, intercepted by Cox, but gets in the way as the Strykers recover. That one gets elevated into the stratosphere, taken away by Nicasio, who finds Nestor Hernandez. Talk about a veteran in this game. Hernandez, this is his 12th year in the league. Previously, as we mentioned, with the Dallas Sidekicks, spent 4 years here in the Inland Empire playing for this franchise, formerly known as the Ontario Fury, now the Empire Strikers. Into Justin Stinson.
Strykers got to keep working. Tacoma, no one's going to outwork Tacoma. So you just got to make sure that just keep them running, just keep them moving.
Orozco tries to find Alami, headed out by Hansen. Ramalho over to Stinson. Stinson finds Palmer. Palmer, who we know for his defensive ability, but he was number 2 in assists in the entire league last year. So talk about a defender building out of the back and really contributing to the offense.
Well, I mean, we talked about Marco soccer IQ. I mean, Berto soccer IQ. My little brother Jack is a genius, but I used to call it, I was a genius. That's one level above it.
Genius.
Genius.
You might have to spell that for me.
but Berto's IQ is way up there, man. Just a little hip swivel to allow the ball to go to Brian. It had the Stars tilted. They couldn't move, and it was real easy. Just a lot of little subtle things there.
And folks, with the ball coming out of play, that's going to send us to immediate timeout. 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Tacoma claws 2 more back. The score 5-2 in favor of the Strykers.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/openhouse. Again, that's llu.edu/openhouse. I'll see you there.
San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for life.
National Corps, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion. This is your Empire.
Strykers fans, don't miss out on this season's Collector Strykers Passport. You can purchase your passport online and start collecting stamps and autographs. Don't wait, get your Collector Strykers Passport today.
Back here at Toyota Arena with the score 5-2 is Ali Somo. Was a little too hungry as he took a bite out of the apple, took it a little too aggressively, but that one deflects. Still going to be on this end of the turf. It's the indoor versions of a corner kick. Palmer through ball over to Somo, tried to find Anthony Powell on that far post, picked right back up by Jones. Somo trying to make a play. Look at that dazzling display of footwork by Jones into Briscoe, and he's going to be faced with a foul by Ali Somo, and there's that blue card once again.
That was a tough one. That was a recovery. I was blessed to have Johan Cruyff work with my team, and he said, don't work too hard, but don't work too less. And right there, you saw Somo work too hard. He worked hard to come back, tried to win the ball, make up for his mistake, and unfortunately resulted in the blue. So again, now it's a difficult time. Well, now they're going to go to a shootout, which means there was a denied goal scoring opportunity. So the teams will be off the field. Looks like Nani will get the one chance to go to goal. And then a restart after that.
Mendoza is going to square off against Orozco. This should be a good one. We haven't seen that many scenarios like this here in Toyota Arena. Nani Mendoza with 2 goals and 2 assists this season. Has a talent for scoring.
And it's a new version with the teams off the field, so it's not an immediate restart again from this free kick or this shootout.
Huge opportunity for Tacoma to bring it within 2. Mendoza's got that green light. Mendoza fires it, saved by Orozco. Brian Orozco denying Mendoza. And this is why Orozco has the best save percentage in this league. Mendoza tried to get by him. Let's take a look at that replay again. And shout out to our camera crew for giving us this angle.
This is who blinks first, right? Mendoza goes in on a slow rate, waiting for Brian to go down, create an angle or a gap for him to go. Brian didn't do it and just kind of sat down on it as the ball got closer. So he stepped forward as the recoil came. It was textbook from the goalkeeper approach perspective as far as when to come forward and drop.
If Mendoza would have scored that, it would have been a power play goal. And that one, Palmer makes a great save, a great block, if you will, as Lima's attempt corrals itself into that midfield. Mansoure finds Perez. Great counter opportunity, but look at the defense by Ramos. Ramos tried to go to his left to Na.
Long legs I was telling you about, Philly.
Tarantula-like.
Go Gadget.
Poked away by Mansoure. And there's very few people in the league that are going to beat Mansoure in a sprint. Fires it off the wall. Still has enough time to recover it, but it comes off of the feet of Mike Ramos, and it's going to be Strykers' ball on the restart here with 5:15 remaining in the second quarter.
Unlucky if he goes first panel here, that ball bounces right to Somo waiting. Look at, yeah. If he hits that R or Y on the front panel, it just bounces right to the top there for a tap in.
On the restart, it's going to be Palmer,
which can eat time because of the miss. the Strykers are still down a player, and Stars are on a power play. So, now this is just eating up time. They'll go as deep as they can, then lump it. There it is.
Jones back over to Somo. Somo spinning to his left, back to his right. Over to Perez. Perez pokes it into Chavez. Chavez with some space to maneuver. Off the wall. Perez has it. Perez blasts it. And Perez, upper left corner, top shelf, where my Uncle Franz keeps the good schnapps. The Strykers with another answer. It is now 6-2.
Great response. Shorthanded goal. Shorthanded goal from Allen. Just work all the way across the board. Struggle with some touches. The Stars have kind of been a little bit off with their touches tonight. A little giveaway, couldn't corral the ball. Coming in there, off the board. They've been doing that very effectively tonight. And then just the rebound hit.
Perez with his first goal of the season. 22nd career goal here in his 5th year playing for the Empire Strykers. What a big goal for Alan Perez. Had 9 goals and 5 assists last season, and puts a big one on the score sheet for the Empire as the momentum from Tacoma seems to have been silenced, at least for a little bit. Strykers now back up by 4.
Still have the power play. If they can, they score on this power play, then this moment in the game is even Steven in a Seinfeld situation.
You're right. How foolish of me. A shorthanded goal by Alan Perez.
And, that was just the opposite of what I was talking about earlier.
Shot saved.
Off the wall.
Cox over to Mendoza. Less than 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Strykers. Cox fires it. Kicked well into the stands by Polo Hernandez as Ali Somo comes out of the penalty box. Strykers successfully kill a penalty.
Very good kill, very good moment for the Strykers to get that goal, shorthanded goal.
Hansen in his 10th season in this league, all playing with the Tacoma Stars. Passes it over to the left. He's going to recover the ball. Hansen out of Thomas Jefferson High School in his hometown of Federal Way, Wisconsin. Not Wisconsin, Washington, sorry. Correa, who scored earlier, trying to regain some momentum back in the favor of his team. Hansen weighing his options as both teams are at even strength here with 3:13 remaining in the half. Hansen, one of several players from the Tacoma Stars that were in the U23 system for the Seattle Sounders. In fact, Danny Waltman, the goalkeeper for the Tacoma Stars, is a member of the Seattle Sounders, in his own words, playing for them before it was cool. As we have a timeout on the turf here with 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Tonight, we would like to give a special thank you to GoCal, your official destination guide to the inlands. Discover the best of Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga, and the surrounding region, from top-tier dining and entertainment to family fun and outdoor adventure. GoCal showcases the best our region has to offer, whether you're new to the area or a local looking for something fresh. GoCal has you covered. Discover more at gocal.org.
While we've got some time, let's give you all a little history lesson about some of these teams, because I know there are many viewers out there watching on MASL TV or on Fox Soccer Plus who have no idea who these teams are. The Tacoma Stars were a team that date back to 1983. They were around from 83 to 92, playing in the Tacoma Dome. In fact, this is a team that still holds the record for the largest indoor crowd, 21,728, which dates back to 1987 in a game 7 of the once called Major Indoor Soccer League against the Dallas Sidekicks. They were the only team historically to defeat San Diego in the MISL playoffs. This current edition that you see here was formed in 2003, and the Stars organization has an indoor team, has a USL League 2 team, has a team in the WISL. They're 2-time PASL champs. And so this is a team that's got a lot of history, that has had a lot of tremendous players that have competed for them throughout history. And look, they really were the greatest show on turf back in the Pacific Northwest, well before the Sounders became a thing again after the NASL folded.
Yeah, it was a good show they put on up there. I remember going up to the training center inside the second floor there where they have the bar. They've got these old school pictures from those times, man. It was very reminiscent. I told Lane Smith that, you know, I still have those shorts.
You mean those Daisy Dukes that you like to wear on a Friday night?
I've got some hamstrings and calves there, Philly.
That's true. Those calves aren't implants. I can tell you that. The Empire Strykers, by the way, a team coming out in 2013 as the Ontario Fury, rebranded to the Empire Strykers in 2022, were MASL Ron Newman Cup finalists back in 2021. And this is a team that's one of the founding fathers, I guess you could say, of the Major Arena Soccer League, and a team looking to find better times this season. Last year was their first run into the postseason in a number of years since they were Ron Newman Cup finalists in 2021. They were 12-10-2 last year, starting out this season 1-5, but looking pretty good here in their 7th game of the season. So there's a little history lesson. We love the history of this indoor game. This is a sport that goes back to 1978, and some will say even older. Hawk Sock, a lot of awesome stuff here, and we like to call it the greatest show on turf. No disrespect to the 1999 St. Louis Rams. Orozco goes around the corner to Palmer, taken away by Jones. Jones into Romero, Yahir Romero. Batted back and forth, comes off of the feet of Fabian to Jones. Jones to Hansen, Hansen to Romero. Romero across the yellow line into the attacking third, saved by Orozco as Diaz heads it back to his keeper. And he's gonna get a standing round of applause by the fans here. Brian Orozco is a fan favorite here in the Inland Empire.
That was cat-like, just great reaction save. Look at this, just quick hit, boom. Just short hit it, still picked it up clean.
Orozco's got himself a heck of a career. We talk about the TST tournament. He was good enough to get the call from West Ham United of the Premier League, who fielded a team of a lot of MASL players, including Robert Palmer of the Empire Strikers, Justin Stinson. I mention this because the MASL is a league that's looking to expand its horizons, and this is the highest level of professional indoor soccer in the world. And if you look at the small-sided game in any tournament, typically any team that wins any small-sided tournament features players from this league. We've got some unbelievable talent on display here in the MASL and here on this turf. Fabian into Palmer. Less than 90 ticks of the game clock remaining here in the half. Alami over to Fabian. Fabian off the wall into Palmer. A lot of Chivas jerseys, the team that Fabian played for in his early career. Love to see Fabian find another goal. Over to Palmer. Palmer fires it off of the ankles of Jones. Under a minute to go. Alami, the Strikers' leading scorer. He's going to look to milk some time off the game clock. Over to Somo. Ali Somo sitting on 2 goals on hat trick watch. I haven't seen any hat tricks for the Empire Strikers this season. Looking to get by Jones, fires it off of the top of the plexi. It comes in and off of Stinson. 34.8 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Stars with an opportunity to potentially claw one back here.
Yeah, just got to lock him down here for the Strikers.
Hansen's going to be there on the restart.
They've got to play under the yellow because it's underneath it, so they can't dump it deep.
Chips it, intercepted by Perez. Poke to Correa, into John. John, look at the defense by Hernandez. Mendoza over to Hansen, under 30 seconds remaining. Ball in the defensive third of the turf for the Stars. Waltman to Hansen. Hansen trying to find Correa, headed by Perez. Touched by Somo. Briscoe. Shot by Mansoure. That came really close to going past Waltman. And the Stars having a difficult time clearing the miter ball as that comes off of John, and that's the final buzzer. That is the end of the second quarter. The Strikers maintain their commanding lead, 6-2.
Very good first half performance by the Strikers, exactly what they needed. Hit all the spots we talked about before the game. Very opportunistic. I thought the Stars had a little bit difficulty recognizing the trigger points on the edges for the double teams and got themselves into some trouble. But, you know, Coach Abasia, you should be very pleased. with the way his team is playing, and it seems based on what we heard from Brian earlier in the day, the game plan is doing spectacular. And when you make those saves on the shootout, it makes it even easier to be successful in the game. So they've done well. So the next part for the Stars is just to regroup and go. They've got to do a better job of finding the target. The defenders for the Strykers are kind of jumping the pass, equivalent to like a pick six in football. They're jumping off they're jumping that entry pass. It's kind of discombobulating the attack a little bit. So I'm sure Adam's going to get them dialed in, and they've got the brain trust in with the Stars as well as the Strykers. So it's going to be some adjustments in the second half, and let's see who can do that.
Now we're moments away from hearing from our sideline reporter, Amanda Philemon, as she is standing by with head coach of the Empire Strykers, Onuo Obasi. Take it away, Amanda the Panda.
Hey guys, I'm here with Coach Onuo Obasi. They say new year, new team. At least that's what it feels like right now with that dominant performance in the first half. What was your game plan coming in, and how do you feel that they've executed it so far?
So we've been, I feel as though the games till now have been tight games where we've played well and give up mistakes. And in this game, for the first quarter at least, quarter and a half, we didn't give up any mistakes. So we played our game, which I think has been effective all season, just the goals haven't been coming. So it's nice to finally see some goals on the board. And the second half of the second period wasn't fantastic, but it's important to remind the guys we're still in a game. We haven't won anything yet.
So I want to know what, leading up to this game mentally, what have you had as far as conversations with this team to really kind of give that confidence back? Because tonight feels like a must-win for this team, and I'm sure you guys have talked about that.
Yeah, I'm always about the performance, and you put a good performance in, you give yourself a chance to win. And I think, when results go against you, the important thing as a coach, I think, is to try and tell your players, hey, look, if we perform, we'll do well. The score doesn't always reflect the performance. So, keep focusing on the performance, because we can control elements of that. And to be fair, I think that's important to give them the confidence and self-belief that, hey, we're a good team. We just don't have good results, but we're a good team.
No doubt. Good luck in the second half. Can't wait to see how this one shapes up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Back to you guys.
Just heard from the coach of the Empire Strykers, Onuo Obasi, sitting in a very comfortable position with his team up 6-2. Folks, we're going to step aside here for halftime, and when we come back, you'll see some highlights, some MASL in 5, and some other awesome scenarios. And then, that gives you the amount of time to go up, head to the fridge, grab yourself something fun, and come back to hang out with yours truly, Philly and Artie. It's halftime. The Empire Strykers 6, the Tacoma Stars.
One, two, three, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
Wait 6 miles, runway 26 right, cleared on.
National Corps, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite Stryker. community, passion. This is your empire.
This is Amanda the Panda Philemon here inside the vault, and I'm joined today by superstar himself, Marco Fabian. Marco, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too, and what I'm really happy is we get to keep doing this because, well, you signed on with the Strykers until 2027, and I couldn't be more excited. I know the fan base and all of Strykers and Nation are very excited. What made you want to stay here with this team?
Oh my God, it's a lot of things, but it's because I always put in my first place in my life my happiness, no, and I'm really happy to be here. I look Empire Strikers like a family. In the last 2 seasons, I was really happy, but at the end of the day, I always say I'm a winner, no, and my achieve for myself, I want to be championship too, also in ASL. So I want to help the team with inside and also outside. It's really important, no, in the dress room and when all the young guys, I just try to share my experience to just get up and grow up this team and try to get the trophy.
Well, we're so excited you decided to stay here and definitely go for the rest of the team as well. Now, a lot of additions, a lot of subtractions to the team this year. So still kind of waiting for that to really come together. What are the expectations going forward now for this team, for you and the team as a whole?
Yes, it's not the way when we want to start the season, of course, but I believe in this team and I believe in all the Jungs. I believe in the coach, how we working every day, and I think the results is coming. Tonight is a good test for us. We're gonna start to get more points, to get more winnings, and I always say the key of the successful is working every day. You know, it's working every day, work hard, and I believe in these guys, and I think this team we are ready to grow up and to just believe in we can be a championship.
A lot of talent on the turf and a lot of hard work as well, but off the turf there's a lot of work going on too, especially for yourself. You're always involved in so much, and one of those is your own clothing line. Old Money Social Club. Talk to me about where the inspiration for that came and what can we expect going forward?
Yeah, it's like a dream come true, you know. I always say, like, I was 20 years in my career of the soccer player, but I just follow the fashion. I always follow the clothes and how is the best brands in the world, and I just try to come true my dreams. No, I have help with Christian, one of is a good friend, and also right now we are together in the business, and I think we wanna grow up, and it's one brand when we try to use spend and share around the world. We are already inside in Europe and in Marbella and in Monaco. We are in US and in New York. We are here in California. We are here in Line Empire, and just try and I'm happy to be here and just make a collaboration with Empire Strikers. No, this is really important for me because we wanna grow up together.
You've definitely outfitted the whole team. They all look amazing. I'm missing a little bit of something, so I think I've heard that there's something on the horizon.
Yes. We start with a new year, and we start with a new news, and the news is coming for the next week. The first collaboration, the first clothes from women too. So yeah, we're waiting for that, and I hope the guys and the people, they like it. Yeah,
I can't
and
wait.
You're
I know
waiting
I'm
for
gonna love it.
your
Yes.
stuff for sure.
Absolutely, yes. We'll definitely see a lot of that very soon. Now, real quick before we wrap this up, I want to touch on the World Cup. You are a World Cup veteran. You are an Olympic gold medalist. You have to be excited to have both of those events that are going to be here in North America very soon. Are there any teams or players specifically that you're really excited to see?
For sure, my national team, no, Mexico, for sure. I am really excited because I want to live not as a player, but I want to live close one of the World Cups. I was playing too, but it's different when you have your people here, no, inside of the US, Mexico, and Canada, and I just try to follow and support my national team. But it's good to know and to see all the national team. No, of course, the US. I think Brazil is coming, Spain, a lot of national teams good, and just leave the World Cup close to me. I'm really excited for that.
We're all excited. I can't wait to see how that goes. And tonight, good luck to you guys on your matchup against Tacoma and the rest of the season. I know you guys are going to do great things.
Yes, thank you so much. And yeah.
Thank you.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/openhouse. Again, that's llu.edu/openhouse. I'll see you there.
With 6 home, from 6th grade.
This is Amanda, the Panda Philomen, here inside the...
Shoot! It's goal!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league. There are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
Mello with the ball. Over to Perez. Looks to Mello. Oh, Baltimore's caught here. Baltimore's caught here. Penal. Goal. Unbelievable. Baltimore caught.
Unbelievable, all right. January 4th, Baltimore had the ball in the Utica box with a 1-goal lead, 25 seconds left, but they gave up that tying goal in the dying moments, and then in overtime, Wanalava completes the comeback with the winner just 20 seconds in. Rough collapse by Baltimore and an epic comeback win for UCFC. KC and St. Louis are sick of each other. The good news is this was the 6th time they faced each other all season. It'll be the last for now. St. Louis tied it up with 37 seconds left, and then in the shootouts, this went down.
Chance to win it for one touch. Shoots, and St. Louis wins it on a shootout.
So the Ambush take the last 2 matchups against the Comets for the regular season. No more games between these clubs unless they meet in the playoffs. Tacoma and San Diego in the second of 2 encounters last week. Keep your eye on Jamel Cox right here. He misses the easy pass out front to Tyler John. He can't believe it. So angry with himself, but seconds later, he makes amends. Easy tap in. That proved to be the game winner in a fiery contest. No love lost between the Sockers and the Stars, that's for sure. Lots of pushing and shoving in this game. 5-4 Tacoma, the final. The day before, San Diego faced Empire at home. The Strykers with just 1 win on the season so far, and that was in their opening game. Their woes continued. San Diego takes it 4-3, dropping the Strykers to 1-5 on the campaign. And congratulations to legendary Sockers goalkeeper Boris Pardo. Now, this is not exactly the most complex save right here, but hey, Boris has made enough incredible stops over his time. This save, though, is number 2,000 in his career, an incredible milestone for an all-time MASL great. Couple of big matchups this weekend involving the Sockers as they travel east. First against Baltimore. This will be a dandy to see how the two superpowers stack up. 6 p.m. Eastern, the kickoff. And then the next day, they'll be on the blue turf in Utica. The Blues have already taken down Baltimore and Milwaukee this season. That is a 3 p.m. Eastern time kickoff. Your scoring leader, Zach Reggett, continuing to lead the way with 20 points, followed by teammates Rian Marquez and Dom Francis, who's got 14 points. He is tied with Mello from Baltimore and Junior Pinal in the top 5 now, 14 points as well. Your players of the week, here they are. In goal, Paulo Nascimento from St. Louis. Charlie Gonzalez offensively, and defensively, Nascimento's teammate, Robert Williamson. Let's start off with Charlie. Fantastic game for him on December 30th against the Tacoma Stars in a big win. 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points for Mr. Gonzalez. Defensively, Robert Williamson getting it done on both ends of the floor. 1 goal right there against the Comets on Sunday, and also 4 big blocks in the contest. And in goal, the Brazilian Rob Lowe. Paulo Nascimento, 22 saves, giving up 6 goals against Casey. Huge between the posts for that win. Time now for your plays of the week.
Kazim, SK to Almeida, Cristo!
All the way back, a rifled shot in. What a save by Rodriguez. Rebound for Shalier. Second chance, still loose. Across. It's saved off the line.
Francis is open on the left corner. Garza's there. He can't see him. He shoots, though, and buries it. Jacob Garza.
Somo activated to Alami. Off the wall to Fabian. He scores.
And here's another, Nico Williams. Look at this.
Yeah!
All right. What a great goal that was.
Chikunte, Ejimadu got a piece, and it's bicycled out right by the post by Vandegrift, and Ejimadu.
Wash alive. Now the throw out by Pardo. He's got Charlie for the hat trick. He scores.
Maldini turns it over. Very bad turnover. And a goal. 20 seconds into overtime.
Chance to win it for 1 touch. Shoots. And St. Louis wins it on a shootout.
And that's going to wrap up this week's show. But just a reminder, of course, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL all throughout the season, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
For moments. San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for life.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
Moments away from the start of the third quarter here in Ontario, California at beautiful Toyota Arena. You're looking at a shot right there at one of the best home fields in the Major Arena Soccer League, the home of the Empire Strykers. And home has been pretty kind to the Empire today, Artie, as they lead the Tacoma Stars by a score of 6-2. My name's Christian Filliman, better known as Philly, alongside my broadcast partner, Artie Kyrell. They call him Artie. Let's take a look at the halftime stats, presented by National Court.
Just looking at the, obvious 6 goals to 2, shots on goal 15-10. That's about, it's very low for Tacoma. They've got to pick it up. Saves 6 across the board, fouls 2, and 5 for Strykers. So pretty, statistically not too bad.
For a team that catches a lot of flack for holding possession and really not firing at will, to have 15 shots within the first half, that's really solid. And the amount of goals that they've scored off of these 15 shots, 6-15, the progression has been pretty solid as the Tacoma Stars, wearing the whites, kick things off early here in the third quarter. Stolen by Abdul Mansoureh, and for reasons unbeknownst to all of us, official Kia Depanin blew his whistle, denying Abdul Mansoureh of a goal.
It's a just kidding moment by the officials. Always love that.
Yeah, we had a mulligan moment here in indoor soccer. we have restarts in this game, and we have a restart here as we are attempting the start of the third quarter. Once again, as Tacoma Stars forward Tyler John set to put the ball in play. And I apologize for not giving recognition to our officials. Brian Miller, Jesse Santamaria, Kia Depanin, and Dan Sobieski are your officials. Ball comes into the corner to John as he is defended by Strykers captain Robert Palmer. Somo gets taken down as Hansen recovers it for the Stars, passing it over to Kai Briscoe. Briscoe looking to sprint away, as that comes off of Mansoureh into the Stars bench. Kai Briscoe only in his second year with the Tacoma Stars, played with Seattle Sounders too back in 2017 and 2018. Had a nice career playing at the University of Washington, go Huskies, not alongside, but Danny Waltman, also a member of the Washington Huskies, although he was there quite some time ago. Danny Waltman, all Pac-10, back when it was the Pac-10 second team during his time at Washington. Palmer puts it into the corner to Alami. Munir Alami, relatively quiet into today's game, passes into Palmer. Palmer with plenty of space, finds Chavez into the left, who goes over to Marco Fabian. The Mexican international superstar, as well as a reality TV show star. He was part of a show called Love Undercover that you could catch on Peacock, where him and some former professional footballers moonlighted as regular fellows trying to find love. And that was a heck of a show. Not much of a reality TV fan, but Marco Fabian did a really good job as that ball gets headed from Nani Mendoza back to Danny Waltman.
I particularly like the home visits.
The home visits, you'll have to tell me a little bit about that, as that attempt from John goes back to Orozco. Now here's been an interesting factor. The first couple of games of the season, and a lot of the games last year for the Empire Strykers, they would utilize their platoon of goalkeepers. Normally it would be Brian Orozco getting the start and then Brandon Gomez flipping quarters. But these past couple of games, Brian Orozco has spent the lion's share of time in between the sticks for the Strykers.
Yeah, it's definitely a change. Oh, what a
Diaz with some space. Very close to finding his second goal of the game as that bounces off the plexi and into the waiting hands of Waltman.
That was such a nice little cut. Got me on repeat. I was on loop. Did you hear that? What a nice little cut.
That one ricochets from Cox back over to Orozco. I don't know about Luke. It sounded like you were buffering, if anything. The pass into the left to Gratterall. Gratterall shot. Waltman looked like he was going to make the save, but that one deflects off of a wall. Gratterall, a rookie out of Venezuela, played pro futsal at Club Trujillanos FC. Moved from Venezuela to the United States at the age of 16, played at Mount View College, as well as playing in the USL League too. And I got to know him in North Carolina at the TST, where he played for 10-15 FC. John tried to battle past Somos. That one bounces into Mansoure. Mansoure finds Perez, threads through that needle. And Gratterall launches it in. Alami sprinting through, but Waltman is there.
That was a good decision. Safety first.
Always safety first, as Alami's going to get called for the foul, and even from our angle, clearly shoulder checks Kai Briscoe.
So buffering Philly, is that calling me muscular?
Sure. Sure, Artie.
calling me out on swag. I figured, what the heck?
Well, I guess if I'm going to call you out, you have all the rights to call me out. As Ramalho tries to squirt it past Waltman. No problem there for Danny Waltman, whose saves continue to pile up. Had 6 in the first half, which means 29 more to go until he hits 2,000. Intercepted by Stinson. Stinson relatively quiet offensively, tries to fire it through, but Hansen gets in the way. Alami has it. Passes it through the box. Fabian collects it. And there's a scrum picked right back up by the Stars. Stars on the counter. Over to Romero. Romero tries to do the old razzle-dazzle, getting past Somo. As that's going to be a foul assessed to Nicasio. Strykers on the restart. Stinson has it. Stinson out of St. Charles, Missouri. Passes it into Palmer. Palmer most recently was recognized in Park University out of Kansas City's Hall of Fame. Had himself a heck of a collegiate career. As Tyler John absolutely muscles Walter Diaz off the ball and gets called for the foul, much to his chagrin. John not thrilled on that call.
That was a tough call, but a call nonetheless.
John in his 4th year playing for the Stars. Played collegiately at Seattle University, club at Federal Way FC, where he was a state semifinalist in 09, 10, and 11. Had an absolute breakout year last season where he scored 18 times and contributed to 5 assists. And still the leading scorer for the Stars this season. Stinson. Look at the footwork by Stinson, but Correa, who puts out fires in his professional life, looking to put out Stinson's offense. Off the wall, intercepted by Stinson's former teammate, Nestor Hernandez. And look at Superman go. Hernandez collides with Palmer.
Oh, getting caught on a change.
Opportunity here for the Strykers. Perez puts on the brakes. Perez fires. Saved by Waltman. They didn't call him the Wall for no reason. Danny the Wall Waltman making an impressive save, denying Alan Perez what could have been his 2nd goal of the season.
That was a very uncharacteristic bad change by the Stars. Very fortunate not to get caught on the goal there. I think if Allen plays it earlier to end, he's got a very good chance to frame.
Briscoe going to get called for the foul on Chavez, showing us that sportsmanship conduct. Ramalho off the wall. That one utilizes physics and almost finds itself in to the twine. Hernandez looking to get it out of the defensive third of the turf for Tacoma. Whistle blown by Kia Depanen. And it's going to be Stars ball here with 8 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Not too much action between the two sides thus far. as that one comes out of play for a top-of-the-arc restart. You know, it's kind of funny, just having spent a lot of this year already calling college basketball, that top-of-the-arc restart sometimes looks like traveling to me a little bit, but obviously that not being a call here in the Major Arena Soccer League. Just poke a little fun at myself.
Again, another uncharacteristic, just silly mistake from the Stars. It's been their Achilles heel tonight.
Fabian with Stinson to his left, Somo to his right. Somo fires it right into a Stars blockade. Alami off the wall, chested off of Ramos and into Waltman. Ramos, another veteran, 10th year in the MASL, 10th year with the Stars. Played at Walla Walla Community College, Seattle University, and Whitworth. Already mentioned that he got drafted by Toronto FC in MLS in 2015, albeit did not sign with the Canadians. As Hernandez manages to get it back to Orozco. Orozco fires it, headed by Alami. Covered by Mendoza of the Stars. Fabian fires it, saved by Waltman. Alami, another attempt off of the boots of Hansen. Stinson trying to spin. I was going to call him Spinson.
It works.
It does work. Had he successfully gotten away with that, it would have been worthy of calling him a Spinson. Mendoza into Eddie Na. Eddie Na had a successful collegiate career as well, playing at Pacific Lutheran. Won a championship in the NWC back in 2017-2018. Off the wall, Correa fires it, saved by Orozco, saving the game thus far by Bryan.
Definitely a great reaction save. He saw it late. Got across.
Taken away by Mansoure. Mansoure has Perez, bats it off the wall. Perez has it to touch, up above the crossbar. Far too much mustard by Perez as he was oh so close to scoring for the second time today. Strykers now have an opportunity to reset their offense.
Strykers going to the boards a lot this game. It's really changed the dynamic of their attack sequences for sure.
Still controlling possession, something that they have managed to do in every single game this season. Gratterall tried to get his way past Na. Now the veteran says, nah, brah, as it goes back to Gratterall. Gratterall fires it just to the left of Danny Waltman. Gratterall picks up the rebound. Gratterall to his left. Mansoure off the wall. Cleaned up by Tacoma. And Palmer's going to go to Orozco. Line change for both the Stars and the Strykers. Palmer stays on for Empire. The pass intercepted by Briscoe. Briscoe's going to push down Isak Somo. No call. Challenge flag thrown out by Onuobasi. And there's an attempt off of the plexi picked up, and the official's going to blow the whistle. Head coach Onuobasi throws a challenge flag onto the turf. And Artie, you're the X's and O's man, former coach here in the Major Arena Soccer League. Explain the challenge flag, please.
Well, if there's an infraction that a coach believes has been missed by the official, they can throw the flag, which in this case, obviously, Coach Obasi thought it created the goal-scoring situation going forward and wanted to make sure that was taken into consideration. So they'll go back and they'll review. And right here we'll get from the official specifically what they're going to be reviewing. Interesting, last week there was a game where the team took too long, lost their challenge. Yeah, so again, just trying to gain an advantage from a missed call.
So if Empire successfully wins the challenge, the call will be in their favor and they will have another opportunity at a challenge flag. If the call gets denied, Empire loses any further opportunities to continue on with the challenge. So also very important to note.
Very strategic, you know, and you've got to make that decision as a coach. If you throw it, you know, we've had some situations, games already this season where coaches have played that early for the challenge and then lost the challenge
And there we see, clearly there's contact between Kai Briscoe and Isak Somo. But is it enough to warrant a blue card? Is it clear and obvious? That is the question that the officials are going to the monitor to gauge. Coach, what do you think?
I think the first strike is Somo on the back of the foot there. See, he actually hits Briscoe's foot. And then Briscoe takes the next step and hits that. So in theory, I would imagine they go to the root of it, which was the first contact. Right, so right here you see Briscoe gets his foot in front of. So, and this is a call, this is the type of call that coaches go crazy over with refs. Right? Because clearly Briscoe's foot was down first, but then secondary to that, it looked as though Somo was fouled.
So we're waiting on that final confirmation.
On the field is confirmed. There is no foul. We'll restart with Tacoma ball near the boards.
Oh, way to start the new year for Coach Kyrell, agreeing with an official? What's going on?
Coach Kyrell and an official in agreement? Wow, now I've seen everything.
I think you got quite a few officials across the country falling out of their chair. That's for sure.
So you mean quite a few people actually care enough to listen to you talk? I'm kidding. So with the denial of that challenge flag, we like to have fun on this broadcast, folks. So with the denial of that challenge flag, the umpire no longer has the ability to throw any further challenge calls. The challenge got burned. So no blue card thrown on the turf. And quite frankly, Empire was really lucky because on that counter, Tacoma came real close to finding another goal.
They could. And like I spoke earlier, is, you know, if you wait a minute, you know, another second or two, maybe the officials will come back and say you threw the challenge flag too late, which in turn then, as you indicated, they would have lost the challenge. So it's very, very tactical and situational to make that decision.
Lima's attempt finds its way into the breadbasket of Orozco. Lima was one of the most active members. A careless turnover. Jamel Cox, and he finds the back of the net. The juice is loose. Jamel Cox off of a careless turnover by the Empire Strikers. Claws one back, and it's now 6-3.
Very opportunistic and unselfish play here. You know, it starts with, well, they're not really showing the goal yet. But here we go. So it starts here with Berto with this pass here. Then Jamel, you can't discount his speed. And then the little set, and then just kind of going in, and Jamel's money.
6-3 in favor of the Empire. So real quick break here with 5:21 remaining here in the third quarter. We're looking for an official media timeout. Off the wall from Orozco into Diaz. Diaz with some space, he fires it. Ding dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling, and a header. That was oh so close. If Danny Waltman didn't have those cat-like reflexes, we're looking at an own goal here.
Indeed, sir. Critical time for the Strikers. I'm sure the Stars are coming out. They're down 4 coming in. Worst case scenario, they want to be down 2 at the end of the third. So, you know, they want to stay on schedule. So the Strikers certainly want to change that schedule.
6-3 the score. Still very much within the grasp of the Tacoma Stars, a team that is 4-1. The Strikers 1-5. Pass to Fabian, tries to one-time it. Danny Waltman, not to be denied, makes another save. Now, I'm not saying he's gonna make his 2,000th save, but getting really close to it as that pass from Hernandez goes into Jones. Jones, the captain of the Stars, advances it. Bats it off of Empire Strikers player Hernandez. Polo Hernandez in his second year here in Empire. And if you're wondering why the heck we're calling it Empire, it's the Inland Empire of Southern California, a mere 50 or so miles away from downtown Los Angeles. Just to let you guys know what the deal is geographically. Shot fired by Romero just above the plexi. Picked up by Fabian to his left to Alami. Alami tried to find Chavez. Excellent defense by Hansen. And there's Polo once again making a heck of a defensive play, but Eddie Na with the header off to Hansen. Hansen in the corner, still has it. The pass into Romero. Romero's shot just misses. Tried to get skirted in by Na. Ball is loose, elevated into the air. Hernandez is there. Tacoma knocking on Empire's door. 6-3, plenty of time, but oh, so close. And look, if that's not the type of action that elevates your heart rate, well, quite frankly, you don't have a pulse, because this is wall-to-wall action. I'd hate to get a blood pressure reading right now.
Unfortunate miss by Tacoma. If Eddie Nah just does a little toe poke to Mikey Ramos there on the edge, he's got a simple slot to go in. So, but they're pressing it. You know, the Strykers have had some issues, you know, this point in the third quarter in games past. So I'm sure Bex has kind of told his guys. So right now, Strykers got to step up, get back and handle. Tacoma's extended the press a little bit, so they're speeding up their clock, right, getting them off their schedule. So now, game on. This next goal is going to be pivotal.
Very pivotal. Will the Stars have an answer, or will the Empire look to stymie the momentum of the Stars? The beauty of the indoor game, so much can happen, so many changes can occur within seconds as Waltman advances it across to Nicasio, the rookie, who already had an assist in the win against San Diego, off the wall. But Ali Somo, who's already got 2 goals, makes the play. Mansoure. Somo still has it. What a talent Ali Somo is. As that one comes out of play. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. And looking over at the monitor, we got some celebrities in the house. We welcome Giovanni Dos Santos, a former teammate of Marco Fabian's in 2012 in the London Olympics. Gio Dos Santos had himself a career playing with FC Barcelona, Tottenham. But folks, I've been alerted we're finally heading to immediate timeout. 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV and Fox Soccer Plus. Back in a moment. Empire lead 6-3.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/open house. Again, that's llu.edu/open house. I'll see you there.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Coming out of the immediate timeout here with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Strykers maintaining their lead up 6-3 as Danny Waltman connects with Mike Ramos. Promising opportunity here for the Stars. Ramos tries to find some space past Palmer and instantly to the hands of Brian Orozco. What a splendid performance he's had defensively for the Strykers.
That was a quite fortuitous immediate timeout for the Strykers.
Pass in, and look at the header. Look at Danny Waltman showing us his cat-like abilities. Danny Waltman, the tender young age of 44, looking like he's 24 with the way he's playing. Doing a lot of yoga in the off-season. And by the way, congratulations to the Waltman family. Nora and Violet, 2 daughters that Waltman has in the Waltman household.
Justin just stitching guys up right there.
Talk about another player who's welcomed and expanded his family, Justin Stinson as well. It's crazy, Artie, when you've been in this league as long as we have, seen these youngins have as many kids as they have. I have 3 cats, and I'll leave it at that.
I'll tell you what, it's kind of humbling and rewarding when your players come back to you with their kids, and you get to see the young families growing up. I mean, I think Beck said there was like 6 or 7 Stars players that have fresh additions to their families.
Yeah, I think he was talking about, putting a cap on that contractually. Of course, they say that joking. No way you could do that as we're approaching 40 seconds to go within the third quarter. Correa, who does have a goal in this game, passes over to Romero. Romero tries to chip it. Not sure if he was intending to go past Orozco or into John, but nevertheless, Orozco has it. Under 30 to go. Orozco unleashes it. Intercepted by Hernandez. It comes back over to John. And Perez is there to clean up the mess. Perez, another member of UC Riverside. A lot of talented players on the Empire Strikers that have played in the Big West Conference for the University of California, Riverside. Correa launches it into the air. The header by Mendoza back into the capable hands of Orozco as the third quarter game clock expires. Folks, 6-3 in favor of the Empire, but still an opportunity for the Stars to find their way in this game. 6-3. Don't you dare go anywhere. Plenty more action to be had here under the bright lights of Toyota Arena.
National Core, proud to partner with your Empire Strikers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion, this is your Empire.
Life.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Boszczywanski and Phil Ivanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Disagree with the call tonight? Well, you might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Ivanko, yes, that man again, and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on YouTube.
San Antonio Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of the Empire Strikers, keeping our community strong, healthy, and active for over 115 years. San Antonio Regional Hospital, here for life. Join the Hope Through Housing Foundation in empowering children and families in the Inland Empire and beyond through after-school programs and financial coaching. To learn more and see how Hope is making a difference, visit hopethroughhousing.org.
So already coming out of the third quarter, the Strykers had 9 shots to the Stars 7. The only goal that we saw was a Jamel Cox goal assisted by Kyle Rivers. The Juice has his 5th goal of the season, cutting into the Strykers' lead 6-3. What does Tacoma need to do? Let's visit those Artie insights. And actually, they just disappeared as quickly as we came out of our reads. But is the game plan going according to your call, Coach?
It's going right on cue as far as the Strykers. You know, they're dangerous. They've been hitting the boards, getting the Tacoma facing their own goal, creating chances. Their balance has been superb. 2-3 defenders sitting back with the anchor center centralizing the defense. You know, let the Pigeons loose. They just have not. The Tacoma Stars have not been able to run. The never back down mentality is there, but unless you back it up with quality touches and dangerous situations, it's very difficult to kind of get that old school swag going, as we spoke earlier. But I mean, I remember coaching against the Mexico-U.S. game with Chad Vandergriff, and we went down, and Chad was very competitive and was upset. And I said, Chad, we play four quarters for a reason, so just stay on schedule. And lo and behold, the game got tight. So, you know, I think the Stars are a little behind on schedule. Like I said, they'd want to cut it to 2. But, you know, 3 goals in the fourth quarter, especially when you can go up with the 6th attacker and such, you know, the game's still wide open. The media timeout was quite fortuitous for the Strykers because Tacoma, well, here we go.
Ramos fires it off the mark, off the Empire dasher board. And Artie, I got to ask you a question on a very serious note. Are there a lot of pigeons in Tacoma? You're saying let the pigeons run loose?
Well, again, that's Pinky Tuscadero selling Arthur Fonzarelli.
All these old school references, again, like we're dating ourselves. You gotta imagine, like, some of the viewers here are about 20, 30 years younger than us. Arthur Fonzarelli does not register for anybody born after 2000, as we have a top-of-the-arc restart here. Nani Mendoza
trying to expand the demographic, Philly.
Fair enough. I appreciate some Arthur Fonzarelli, as Mendoza has enough time to view his options. Fires it in and just misses, but it ricochets hard enough to be collected. Back by Tacoma as Ramos goes over to Waltman. Waltman itching oh so close to being the 3rd keeper in the Major Arena Soccer League to accomplish the milestone of 2,000 career saves. Although if you go back to his career, a long career, I mean, he had over 1,000 saves by 2008, playing for a lot of teams.
Danny's beloved around the country. He's got so many fans. There's so many great humanitarian stories about that young man as well. I remember when Jose was playing for the Stars, they were at the Kent Center, and there was someone who complimented his beanie, gave his beanie to someone who was cold. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, if you don't know who Danny Waltman is, and you're a first-time visitor to this brilliant league, do yourselves a favor and go do a little bit of research on him. He's in a band called Grit City Pickers. And as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, we are doing a new show, an MASL show presented by National Core called Inside the Arena, where we're going to interview a lot of players from around the league. Danny Waltman was our first. Alami fires it. Que golazo! Monir Alami from practically way out in Morocco finds the back of the net for the Strykers. If that's not a golazo, I don't know what a golazo is. Strykers 7, Stars 3.
Fantastic goal, just right in rhythm, remain calm, pick the target up. Very unfortunate giveaway here. But just as we spoke earlier in the game, look at the roll of the ball. No wobbles, soul roll, turn, favored left foot, and just clips it. Just execution at its finest.
MASL on Mondays, we got your goal of the week right here. If this goal does not find its way on Alex Bosztywanski and Phil Levanko's show, I'm going to write in and call in as an angry caller, because that was what we've seen as the best goal scored under the bright lights of Toyota Arena. Jamel Cox, the juice loose, opportunity on the counter denied. Look at Stinson getting in there defensively. Officially, at this point, this is the most goals that the Strykers have scored in an individual game. 5 was that mark. First game of the season in their win against the San Diego Sockers. They did something no team has done at that point, which is defeat San Diego in their home arena. And there's a foul down on the turf, but oh my gosh. Good golly.
Miss Molly.
Old Molly. What a goal by Munir Alami. Good golly, Miss Molly. What a goal by Alami. There we go. As we're taking a look on the Jumbotron, we see the Strykers mascot, the mountain lion known as Stryker.
Another uncharacteristic giveaway from the veterans in Tacoma.
Mendoza collects it. Mendoza showing us some of that fancy footwork, but he blasts it into the stands.
Top of the arc.
Top of the arc restart, and a dangerous opportunity here for the Empire Strykers to once again go on the attack. Strykers coming out of the third quarter. Lead in terms of shots, 24-17. Now we don't have the fourth quarter stats updated as of yet. It'll be Stinson or Fabian. Stinson to Fabian. Back over to Stinson. Hits it right off of Mendoza. Anthony Powell, in his first season here in Empire, collects it, passes it over, tries to find Alami. That goes back and forth. And Nicasio, no foul there. Or actually, there was a foul there. For a second there, I was wondering what Stinson was doing, but Stinson does get called for the foul. And yes, that was warranted. As off the restart, Hernandez hits it to Ramos. And Orozco keeps it in the box. By the way, folks, for those wondering, if the goalkeeper has a touch on the ball outside of the box, yes, that does constitute as a handball. And Orozco, very smart. Even though his foot was outside the box, he controlled possession inside the box.
Hitting the ball on the wall, making it very clear for the officials.
Over to the right. Diaz, who already has a goal, passes to Palmer. Can Diaz, out of Havana, Cuba, find one more? Creatively creates an opportunity, but hits it very high just above the crossbar. Lima cleans it up. Correa and Ramalho with a sprint. Ramalho wins it off the wall to Diaz. Diaz with plenty of space to maneuver, fires it. Ding dong, clickety clank clank. Diaz oh so close for another goal.
They're just creating such good looks tonight. Just everything's kind of rolling their way.
It seriously has been a tale of two different teams. What we saw out of the Empire Strykers in their previous contest is completely different than what we're seeing tonight here at Toyota Arena. And we know that the home crowd here in Toyota Arena has been hungry for a dub. The Strykers have not won in front of their home crowd all season. The only win of the season coming in Oceanside against their rivals, the San Diego Sockers.
Well, we said in the beginning and throughout the first half, Philly, is that the games have been tight all the way across the board. And like I said, getting above that Mendoza line, well, they're well above the Mendoza line tonight, you know, on the plus side. So, you know, I mean, just it's a game of inches, right? I mean, we saw early on deflections for goals. You know, so just an overall great game plan and superb effort from the team thus far.
Bringing up the Mendoza line because, you know, I went to Indiana University and my alma mater is about to play Oregon tomorrow again in the semifinals. Is that why you're bringing up the Mendoza line, Artie? Artie's sitting there going, what the heck? Palmer, not Palmer, Powell to Chavez. That's how you run a counterattack opportunity. Steven Chavez for the second time from turf to twine. Strykers find the goal once again.
Again, just very unselfish. His head was up the entire time. He knew where he was going. He was just waiting for the proper moment to make that pass. You know, in footy, you just want the most dangerous situation to create a scoring chance. And tonight, the Strykers are all over it. As you can see here, Ant's going. His eyes are up. He knows what's happening. He sees that line there. And just as soon as he's pinned Danny on that first post, just slots it across, and there you go, tap in goal. I mean, they're just high-quality situations and scoring goals tonight.
The Texas tandem go from turf to twine again. Mansoret against Briscoe. Finds the space, fires it. Abdul Mansoret, bottom right corner. It's been a clinic in these early goings here in the fourth quarter. The Strykers continue to strike at the Tacoma Stars. Abdul Mansoret out of London, take your bow.
You know, we talk about, you know, when a player isolating a player, putting him on a hip and twisting him. And he did a pretzel impersonation here on Briscoe. Just here. Whoop. Just little scoop between the two. Anybody that's played for me before knows when you get players on each shoulder, just go through the scoop. It's just automatic, and he did it superbly. Look at this. Watch this spin. He's got Mendoza and Briscoe. Zip. Just a little elevation, and then just a spin, turn, finish. Goodness sakes, that's something he's going to talk about tonight and tomorrow for sure.
Defensively, we know the Strykers have been an incredibly compact team, and they've created turnovers that have led to goals. And just look at that space, an incredible camera angle as he gets it past Danny Waltman, Abdul Mansoureh. And the Strykers are on fire, 9-3. The score with 9:41 remaining. Again, don't want to say that it's out of the hands of the Tacoma Stars. We have seen some catastrophic implosions in the indoor game, but Strykers looking really good at this point.
So is the production crew. That was an awesome shot, my friend. So you can see the top line, 9 goals, 9-3, out shooting by 10 shots. Saves the same, fouls around the same. But I mean, I want to, that view, Philly, was like watching National Geographic, one of the killer whales or great white shark coming out of the ocean, because you just saw the technique right there, just the spin turn and the elevation of the ball. You know, when players go in for the tackle, just a little, look at this, it's brilliant. Look at, it's like watching National Geographic. Now this little scoop right here, that's all he had. If he tries just to push the ball and keep the ball on the turf, they're going to block it. There's no way. But just to have the mentality to scoop that, very impressive right there.
What's been impressive, though, is the fact that the Strykers have managed to fire off 27 shots, scoring 9 times. They've managed to score on 1/3 of their attempts, which, if you look at the conversion, quite impressive as that one comes out of play. Look, a little bit about your goal scorers. Abdul Mansoureh in his 5th year in the MASL, out of London, England. Highly successful last year, had 11 goals and 5 assists. Over his career, 22 goals and 9 assists. Manages to be successful today. Steven Chavez in his 4th year in the MASL, where he played 3 years with the Texas Outlaws out of El Paso, finding himself a nice home here. Look, 2 goals in his 3rd home game here at Empire. Got to be feeling pretty good about yourself if you're Steven Chavez and Abdul Mansoureh, as well as this entire team. They've been hungry for a win. A lot of their losses have been within 1. And we talked about the margin of error, the margin of difference between where the Stars are on the table and where the Strykers are. Statistically, the difference is minuscule. And the Strykers today have now shown that they are a goal-scoring threat.
Yeah, you know, they started to show a little bit in the last game, although they didn't prevail. But, you know, going off that front board, I mean, I'm old school as you can be, and that front board is just so effective, so effective. And you've seen it tonight. And so if they continue, it's very difficult when they keep the possession and then go off the board.
Rivers, who we haven't seen too much of in this game, tried to go to his left. Kyle Rivers in his 5th season, shot saved as Clayson DeLima actually checks in for the Empire Strykers. DeLima, the 2021 goalkeeper of the year in the league. Fabian bats it off of the wall, and well, at 34 years, shows us a little bit of his gymnastic ability. The pass into Ramos. Ramos tries to get it past DeLima, and DeLima, well outside of his box, gets a hand on it. And Kia DePanin, no question about it, assesses him with a blue card. Just tough goings for DeLima, who's making his first appearance for the Empire Strykers. Comes outside of the box, makes a play, but gets called for a handball. And now we have a shootout. But one thing that we can say is Brian Orozco is not a keeper who is not warmed up. He's as warm as it comes. And he's already been in a scenario where he denied Nani Mendoza in the first half in a similar situation.
Yeah, interesting. So it looks like Juice is going to step up to take this one.
Well, if there's anybody that is scary on the Tacoma Stars, and there are a lot of scary players, but in my opinion, the scariest is the Juice. Jamel Cox, in his 12th year, 100+ goals in 146 games played, 164 points. That's a scary, scary man. There he is. Opportunity here, and he misses. Brian Orozco kicks it out of danger. Tacoma not successful in these one-on-one opportunities, but look at that display of sportsmanship there as Cox and Orozco recognize one another.
$1 billion smile from Brian Orozco again.
Yeah, shout out to his dentist, by the way.
It's just one of these nights for Tacoma. You know, I mean, just missing by inches. you know, they're living the life of the Strykers this year.
And look, folks, if you're local, when the Empire scores 7 or more goals, you get a Slurpee buy one, get one at the local 7-Eleven. That's the first I've heard of this. I got to bring up that QR code again. I love me some Slurpees. I mean, between the Big Gulp and the Slurpees. Now you and I are going back to childhood, Artie, although your childhood was far longer ago than mine.
I'm a big Gulp fan. And Super Mario. Back in the day, 7-Eleven had the game.
I mean, you go back to the days of the Commodore 64.
Tell me about it. Love it.
Is that your age, by the way?
In a few months, my friend.
Oh, God bless you. You still look fantastic. Ramos bats it off of Berto Palmer. 7:32 remaining here in this game. About a minute 22 in the power play. Strykers looking to kill a penalty. There has been a power play goal scored by the Stars and a shorthanded goal scored by the Strykers as Orozco launches it into Perez. Promising opportunity, but Danny Waltman gets his mitts on it. His West Coast goalkeeping mitts. His sponsor, by the way, as that comes into Lima.
That's 2 high-quality scoring situations for the Strykers on the man down. So definitely Coach Obasi's going to be pleased with the training between games.
The shot by Eddie Na wide off the boards, back to Lima. Lima, who up until recently hadn't played in the MASL since 2021, has looked good. Mendoza fires, a saved by Orozco. The pass from Somos, he tries to find Berto, but as talented as Berto is, there's no way he's going to beat Cox in a sprint. The juice is loose over to Lima. Lima gets it across the yellow line, fires it, just misses bottom right over the Strykers dasher board. Ball comes into Correa. Correa into Ramos. On the turf with Romero, Hansen, and Na. Challenge flag thrown by Adam Becker. So the officials are going to pick it up and go to the monitor. Coach, did you catch it?
I did not. I'm curious to see what they saw there.
So with that challenge flag, Tacoma's going to have the opportunity here to claim what the officials are about to go to the monitor to review.
And that goes to
challenging for a potential too many men violation. The play's under review.
So that's what I was thinking. I mean,
so what you were thinking was the official just said that Tacoma's challenging for a too many men on the field violation.
Correct, because I mean, to be fair, Strykers have been caught on that last couple of games. Their changes have been a little sloppy. So if that's the case, and if it is the case, they go down to 3. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure. The 4th official caught it. Got to see, get an angle to kind of count where there's, so there's 4. So someone had to have stepped on.
Taking a look at that challenge.
I mean, you got to see there's. I mean, they're the high boards too. That's a tough look. It wouldn't make any sense. That would be a very bad step if that's the case. Right.
So if the challenge is accepted, that's going to give Tacoma a power play opportunity, and that's going to be a real huge advantage because Clayson DeLima's still in the box. So we're talking about a super power play.
Here we go.
Let's see again from that camera angle.
Yeah. Like 2 steps early. Looked.
Coach, is it clear and obvious though? That's the question.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty clear.
The officials continuing to look at it though from different angles.
And he's not beyond. I can't tell who that is. Is that Mendoza for the Stars? So it's going to be interesting to see what they call here, because you can see the Tacoma player to the right. So the additional player is in front of the defending angle of the Tacoma player recovering, and he's not inside the dash lines.
The officials, though, are spending a bit of time looking at that monitor, trying to make sure that it's clear and decisive.
Correct. I'm not sure what...
You know, something that's going on right now in the background that you probably don't hear at home is the Macarena. I don't remember the last time I heard the Macarena. I think the last time I heard it, I fell off my dinosaur. All right, so we're moments away from the official verdict.
After review, the call on the field stands. No too many men violation. Tacoma loses their challenge.
So the challenge gets denied. Too many men was not the case, not clear and obvious. So at this point, the Strykers avoid a blemish, if you will, but still hold on to a commanding lead of 9-3 here with 6 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. Look, Coach, you've been on the turf in this building going against this very team on a number of occasions. If you're Tacoma Stars head coach Adam Becker, what are you telling your team right here with this amount of time left to go?
Just, you know, finish the game out, be a pro, continue to work. You know, they've been let down with some poor choices, some mishit passes. So, you know, obviously they want to clean it up. And, you know, games like this happen. You know, the unfortunate part is, you know, this is 2 out of 3 games where they've kind of had this, you know, this type of effort. So, you know, they've got to make sure that they just finish out the game as best they can and not give away sloppy, frivolous goals. You know, they've got to make sure. You saw earlier Mikey was getting on
Mikey
Ramos getting on players, you know, to keep moving and stay active. So, you know, the veteran leadership is there. So, I mean, that's what they're going to have to rely on, is the veteran leadership to continue. But just stuff like that, you know, Hansen's had a few of those today. So, like I said, days like this happen, but what you can't do is you can't accept it, right? You've got to continue to fight through it. You've got to get back disciplined and get back in rhythm as quickly as you can. Just maintain the possession. You know, make sure they're quality. At the end of the day, quality prevails. So if they go the last 540 with quality, then they build off of that. But it's tough to build off a 9-3.
Perez advancing it to Somo. He's got Alami to his left. What a goal! From one Somo to another. It was Ali in the first half. It's Isak right now. The Strykers put the 10th goal on the scoreboard. It's been all Somo tonight as Isak finds the back of the net along with his brother on a couple of occasions. Strykers up by 7, 10-3.
Just once again, like I said, you know, just the quality. You can't go back lazily. You're caught here, right? That was just a race. See Allen, just a textured ball, letting the pace run through it, and then he just whips it, upper shelf.
All right, folks, we're going to head to immediate timeout. Sorry to interrupt you, Artie. 10-3 in favor of the Strykers. Back in a moment.
Baby, I snatch souls if you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smokes. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls if you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smokes. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise their 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/open house. Again, that's llu.edu/open house. I'll see you there.
With the goal scored by Isak Somo, Strykers are up 10-3.
Just super run. You know, great pass from Alan Perez to get playing in, just texture. Again, once again, no wobbles on the ball, was able to turn and whip it in.
So I guess it's safe to say Another opportunity close. Mansoray tries to get cute with it, skirting it in as the Stars are going with the extra attacker. They've pulled Danny Waltman. Jamel Cox wearing the pink jersey, operating as the extra attacker. And look, with the goal that Isak scored, his brother Ali has 2. Safe to say the Somo brothers 3, the Tacoma Stars 3 at this point, as Lima goes into Ramos. 2-on-1 opportunity with John to the right. Ramos looks at Berto Palmer, probably thinks, uh-oh, still has it. John in the corner as De Lima is in the game for the Strykers, coming back onto the turf after having spent 2 minutes in the sin bin for the handball.
And that's the part that Coach Becker's going to be concerned about, is right after the the timeout, coming out and just kind of losing focus on the 6th attacker and giving away that simple opportunity. That's the thing they can't do, right? Right now they've got to make sure they dial in. They got the 6th attacker. They got to work on that and start preparing for next game. That's just the reality of it. But you don't want is a shutdown. You don't want just frivolous errors and frivolous efforts.
Pass goes in, back over to Chavez. Chavez to Palmer. Palmer, who looked the other way, connected back with Chavez, who's having his best scoring game as an Empire striker, having scored twice today. Palmer with Rivers, putting him under pressure, passes it back to De Lima. De Lima goes across the bounce. Jamel Cox over to Hernandez. 3:37 remaining in the game. Hernandez finds Hansen. Picked right back up by Somo. Over to Stinson. Can the Strikers strike again? I'd have to go back statistically to the last time that the Empires managed to score on 10 occasions. Certainly the first time they've done so this season. We've seen 13 goals today. And look, for those viewers tuning in for the first time on Fox Soccer Plus, this isn't your typical game of soccer when you see 13 goals. This is excitement right here. It's not a 0-0 scoreline as it is in the outdoor game. And Lord knows we love the outdoor game, but we are certainly fans of what we consider truly is the greatest show on turf, the Major Arena Soccer League. You can hear it in my voice right now. All the goal calls that we've had right here, my larynx is feeling it.
Yeah, it's the excitement, Philly. The goals have been great goals. Just super goals.
If we look at the amount of goals that the Empire has scored this season, their goals for 18 coming into this game. They've already scored 10 today. Alami advancing it across, trying to get past Lima, muscles him out, but instantly comes Cox onto the turf, and that's going to be a foul blown onto the turf.
We would like to thank our official hotel sponsor, Ontario Airport Hotel and Conference Center, a Hyatt affiliate hotel, conveniently located just 2 miles from the Ontario International Airport and 4 miles from the Ontario Convention Center.
Yeah, come join us at the Crossbar at the Ontario Airport Hotel for the after party if you're local. Come hang out with Philly, Artie, Panda, and your favorite Empire Strikers players. As we have a timeout onto the turf here with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Look, we were asked the question earlier. Let's go through it again. Coming into the game, the Empire Strikers have managed to score 18 times. They have allowed 25 goals, a goal differential of -7. Here they are against the Tacoma Stars, a team that is highly talented, 4-1, and they have managed to score 10 times, only allowing 3. Have the tides turned for the Strikers?
Well, one would certainly hope so. You know, one game doesn't define a season either way, but I think what they've shown today, and we talked earlier in the season about the adaptations and advancement of how they want to play. We saw that they're getting the ball deeper down on the boards. They're playing off the boards. They're creating more scrambles, and they caught Tacoma kind of heavy leg tonight. You know, I'm not sure why, but you know they played heavy leg today. You know, their touches were off. Their execution was off, and it started in the first 90 seconds. So it's been that way the entire game. So unfortunately, this is football. Sometimes it happens, and you gotta run with it. But at the end of the day, you know, again, these last 2 minutes here are very critical. That the Tacoma comes out and plays out these final 2 minutes, and for the Strykers, have a blast. Continue to have fun, because you know, when games like this are in your favor, they're a ton of fun, man.
Yeah, prior to tonight, Tacoma only conceded 22 goals in 5 games. Tonight they've conceded 10. So not to say that the Empire has risen and Tacoma has fallen, but obviously it's just another example as to how there's so much opportunity for so many teams in this league to really do some damage. There is no clear favorite in the Major Arena Soccer League this season, and that's been the exciting part. Look, with only 8 teams in the league this season, it harkens back to the COVID season 2021, when you had so many talented teams vying for playoff contention, a year in which the Empire Strykers, then known as the Ontario Fury, made it to the finals, only losing to the San Diego Sockers, who continued to up their streak, the most successful team in the history of the indoor game. But what an answer today for Empire. And look, for Tacoma, this is going to be only their 2nd loss of the season. Still so much to build on. These two teams are going to meet each other on 3 more occasions this season. So we're going to see plenty more of the Stars this year. Hernandez bats it out over to Perez. We're under 90 seconds to go. Perez bats it off for Rivers as that one goes into the box. As we see sideline reporter Amanda the Panda Philemon getting involved in the action as well, putting the ball back into play. As Hernandez on the restart hits it off the wall. Mansoret, who scored a goal today. 1 minute to go. Stinson fires it. If there's anybody who could utilize or use a goal tonight, it would be Stinson. That's going to be a foul assessed to Ramalho on Ramos. 52.3 seconds remaining. Walton back onto the turf for the Tacoma Stars. Probably going to head to the bench or be utilized as a 6th attacker.
A hockey move by Mikey Ramos on the turf, pulling the shirt over the head.
Stinson into Hernandez. Look at the defense by Briscoe, and kudos to him continuing to play until the whistle blows. Had Briscoe not gotten involved there, we're seeing a 2-on-1 opportunity against Danny Walton, who had to sprint back into the box. Hernandez is going to defer to Stinson on the restart, who finds Perez. Perez back over to the Stinger. Perez into Alami. Alami, who's had the goal of the game thus far, tries to wallet it to Hernandez. There we see the footwork of Stinson. Under 20 to go. Ball to Diaz. Correa has nowhere to go. Diaz is going to settle on it as he looks at the scoreboard. Over to Perez. 4 seconds remain. Off the wall. And the game is in the books. The Strykers, starting off the 2026 year here in Toyota Arena at home, achieved their first dub on home turf.
Great performance. Excellent execution of the game plan. It was described to us before the game. Just a superior performance, you know, when 2 teams meet and one team is playing well and the other team struggles and you get on top of them. You know, this happens. So great exhibition of football tonight. Great goals all the way across the board. Just quality finishes. That's probably the most thing that stands out to me, Philly, with the Strykers tonight, is the goals were of significant, high-level quality goals. They were unselfish. They were technical. The preceding pass, the assisting passes, 0 wobbles, so they can get onto it and hit it and stay in rhythm. You know, just a lot of good quality things going on. Simple things, you know. I was going to talk about it earlier. Marco gets the ball coming out. It's a bouncing ball, but he took it with the bottom of his foot. You know, again, we talk about soccer IQ. In 3 years, he's doing stuff like that. Proper footing. It was good stuff tonight.
All right, folks, we're moments away, standing by. We're waiting for our sideline correspondent, Amanda the Panda Philemon, as she's going to engage in conversation with Ali Somo, who had himself one heck of a game, a couple of goals. Amanda the Panda, take it away with Ali Somo.
Let's keep doing it. Hey guys, I am here with Ali Somo. You said when you were signed that you wanted a chance to show what you could do as a pro, and tonight 2 goals, an assist, and, well, a blue card, because why not? Talk to me a little bit about your performance and why you were so successful tonight.
No, it's really good. It's my first year, and I felt like I needed this kind of game. I feel like I played good because we've been working really hard at practice. I mean, it's nothing better than winning in this arena. It feels good. It feels really good. So, I mean, hopefully the next game is another one like this, and hopefully I get some more goals and assists.
I have to ask, what happened between then and now? Because this looked like a totally different team. You guys seemed focused, you were motivated, you were locked in. Like, you had a game plan coming into the night and you executed. What did Coach Abbasi say to you guys leading up to this game?
I mean, it's pretty much the same, but it's more like we're just a little bit more aggressive with the attack now. That's the main difference. We cut out some of the mistakes that would usually lead to us losing. And those were the main focuses at practice, really. Cutting out the mistakes and more aggressive on the attack. We scored goals early. We didn't allow too much chances, and this was the result. So hard work was the main thing, though.
That's what it's all about. First season here with us in the MASL. How much fun are you having right now?
Very much. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. It feels good to win. Feels very good to win.
Well, let's keep it up. Congratulations on tonight's win and an outstanding performance. You did an amazing job, and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Amanda Philemon, and congrats to Ali Somo, who registered his 2 goals and an assist and a blue card. And to steal words from my lovely wife, a blue card because, well, why not? All right, what a tremendous performance by the Empire Strykers. 10 goals off of 29 shots. The Tacoma Stars really shell-shocked in the early moments. 38 seconds into the game, Marco Fabian scores a goal off of Justin Stinson. Ali Somo, Walter Diaz, Steven Chavez. Really, at that point, the Empire really won this game. Now, folks, we're going to head to a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this up with a bow, give you the final stats. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV and Fox Soccer Plus.
National Core, proud to partner with your Empire Strykers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion. This is your Empire.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
Loma Linda University invites you to join our open house on Sunday, January 25. Learn about your program of interest and how you can advance your career in health sciences. You'll tour our campus, meet students, network with faculty, and connect with professionals in the field. Answer your calling and attend Loma Linda University's open house. Register now at llu.edu/open house. Again, that's llu.edu/open house. I'll see you there.
Please, 6 call, runway 26 break.
Welcome back, folks, as you're taking a look at Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. The Empire Strykers just defeated the Tacoma Stars by a score of 10-3. Let's take a look at those Strykers, their next game is going to be on the road against the St. Louis Ambush. That game is going to be on January the 16th. Make sure you come back, though, on January the 22nd. Join Boba Philly and Darth Artie as we celebrate a fun night. Read in between the lines there for the kind of night that we're going to have. But once again, your final score of the evening, the Empire Strikers 10, the Tacoma Stars 3. On behalf of myself, Christian Filliman, my broadcast partner, Artie, our amazing production crew, you are watching the MASL on MASL TV and Fox Sports Plus. Have a good night, and we'll see you soon.
National Core, proud to partner with your Empire Strikers. On the field, in the community, we defend the Empire. Sign up for our free soccer clinics and meet your favorite striker. Community, passion. This is your Empire.
With 6 calls, runway 26 right.